one, you can mess a dog up.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead, mom. My bucks.
We got OG trying to get in. You
Hold on,
got the
let me.
flow,
I got.
baby.
Hold on, I got Jocko. He in the back. Jocko, hit you. Yeah, you go. What up, Jocko?
Yo, yo, how
It's
y'all doing tonight?
yes, sir. Pretty good, sir. How you? How about yourself?
Doing all right, man.
I'm glad to see you come up, man. Cause most of the time people don't come up. But when you come up, I'm pretty sure you got something on your mind. I love to entertain us with what you how you feel about tonight's conversation, fam.
I was going in and out, but what y'all talking about? The process and schooling?
No, I mean because we both. I mean we we think it's two different processes. For us, the calling is always the first thing,
Okay,
right?
okay. Yeah, well, yeah, that's gonna be before. Well, because I heard Toyo ask if it was before or after or something.
Yeah, and my answer to him was it's before because we start calling as puppies.
Now my aspect was I personally on my yard I would call after school. That's all I was saying.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
Let me answer that one.
I say it would be both because it's certain stuff you can tell from when they're younger. I say before 8 months that you don't want to add in your program. It's certain little things, but a lot of it you probably not gonna see to 15 to 24 months, depending on the dog.
Like a cold dog.
Yeah, some yeah,
All
yeah.
right, you gonna know that dog is cold before you even start schooling.
So
That's
it's
a trait right there. That's a desired trait that you want out of your male. You know what I mean? See,
I
you're
don't want it
calling
in my
him
I don't want it in my
before you.
male. I really don't
Right,
want it in my female. The
right.
shit, the puppy got to sit in the female. I really don't want it in her.
Well, it's a calling though. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? See,
I mean,
it's
but
a
what you
calling
want?
before you do the schooling. It's the same thing.
So
Anything
I
that you
understand
don't
what you
want in your trait, you call it. You're calling it, and you're taking those undesirable things that you don't want in your line. You're eliminating. So that being coded, you have to make the decision: do you trust the line, or do you trust, you know, the
so
fact that you ain't gonna school nothing that ain't going.
right, that's what I wanted to try to see if I was getting it clear. So you guys saying that you would actually filter your dogs on who you schooling. You ain't even gonna waste your time schooling some of them. That's what you saying.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay, I got you.
They got bad
because you
back
got to think.
ends, skinny back ends, or they got little deformities or things like that. That you don't want to move forward. Because you don't want that shit popping up in your dogs. You know, it
I
might be
understand where
everything
y'all.
might be right with him, but it's not something that you want to carry on.
I
You know,
understand where y'all coming from with that. I understand that.
so calling plays a big part in the beginning, and like I was saying earlier, calling plays such a big part that a dog that was young and hot, and every time you turned around, he was bumping into something. Every time you bump into something, you're taking something out of them. The younger they are, the more you're taking. You know, so during that period, you calling the dog because you're impressed with what you see until you reach that limit where you did it too much. Now you're gonna start seeing bad signs because they ain't got but so many in them anyway. I always believe that, and I've seen so many people ruin their dogs doing it. So calling plays a big part, but just to who's been doing the calling. Because when the schooling starts, it's only meant to go one way. Either you're gonna make it or you're gonna fail.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
the
looking at
bottom
this show.
line. You know what I'm saying? You gonna make it or you gonna fail once the schooling starts. You
Yeah, you
know.
don't want to waste your time with nothing you know you skeptical about, because if you got a litter of 10 and only 4 of them is showing you that, but you fucking around talking about just because you did it, you gonna trial 10. That's a lot of waste of time.
Well, they
It's
ain't gonna.
people who do that though. It's people who do that.
Yeah, you weed out the litter.
You know.
I'm gonna give a big shout out to my man, 1978 Lloyd. What up, Lloyd? Not only did he come in with a two-piece, he came in showing that mad love.
Hey,
Salute
you know,
GHK in the
you
chat.
know.
Appreciate that, fam. Big shout out to S. No, Seek Pat. APT Kennels in the house. What up, fam? Hey, big shout out. Hold on, I got somebody else down here. Drifting behind enemy lines, rapping. What up, though? I seen you. Let me see who else I got down here.
Marquise, what's up, baby?
Dorian Souls. What up, fam? I see you. My man, Mr. John Johnson. What up, fam? Big effing soul. What up, fam? Big shout out to my man Marcus B. What up, fam? I think I got everybody.
You missed Big Saw. You missed Big Saw.
No, I got him. I said, yeah, I got Big Saul. I said,
Got Marquise.
I got Marquise. Marquise, baby. What up, fam? Long time no see, but I seen ya. Nah, Big Saul had Big effing Saul in the house. I had to rock that one.
Hey, we got Mr. Gas, Mr. Coaston trying to get in. Let me see what he.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Mr. Ghost, my bus. There you go, sir.
Hey, I just wanted to comment on the brother comment right there. Listen, like we were talking about, we listen, call begin when you see if it's worth going to that stage to take that to be tested. But listen, everybody call for different shit, right? But our animal is only what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? And I really lost it. I weighed so hell, but I had one pointer to come back to me. But everybody, listen, like you say, culling, you think just because you get a dog to that point, no. Culling starts, like you say, when you see them animals and you like what you see. If you don't like something or you got a doubt, that doubt is going to be on your mind from the jump. So, like you say, listen, you twin, y'all definitely right. Culling starts way before. A lot of people think culling starts. It's the animal you watch them and you know it. You got a whole little look. Really, when you breed animals to do what you want, 4 out of 10 is really a bad number. You know what I mean? You gonna have a lot of people to disagree with that, but when you say like, take y'all pass for instance, listen, that'll be a disappointment to y'all. You know what I mean? 4 out of 10. When we know we've been doing for a long time to produce this animal.
I'm looking for one. I wouldn't give a damn. Shit.
I mean,
Give me
he right,
one.
because remember the other day when we was on, I said something about the people percentages. A lot of people saying that they produce in high percentage litters, but you know, most of these, as far as this breed, the average litter is 6 to 10, depending on how inbred all that. But the average litter is 6 to 10. So you know, that's why I use the analogy 4 out of 10, because that's depending on a lot of things, but that's mainly what the percentages be.
Yeah, but you look at it. We already know from last show how that registered mare looks on females.
Yeah.
Okay, and so that's a fact. Them percentages is low. You're lucky if you can get one. To be honest,
you
you know what I'm
shit,
saying?
you lucky to get one.
That's right. You're lucky to get one. Lord help you if you can get two or three. You got something. Because it's not that easy. It really is not that easy. History has shown us that. We remember we just did a show with all them registered marriages. And look at all them damn matches, y'all, and look what we had. Look at them numbers of them registered marriages. Let alone, let's talk about the males, 76. Out of all the damn dogs out there, 76. And damn near 36 of them males were champions. That's a lot of males out of
Yeah.
76.
If you think between if you think between just the US and Mexico alone, why wouldn't they Mexico too close? I'll say between the US, Mexico and Russia. Those three combined alone, you would think the list would be a little longer. But that tell you how hard it is.
Because they got to get out there and win. The calling never stops. You stay out there as long as you can keep on winning. That's the key. Sometimes the calling, you know, in the my fault, y'all. I got a brain fart just then. But the calling in the schooling, it carries on into these matches, y'all. It doesn't stop right there. Once you get in the box for the first match, or the second match, or the third match, and for those going for grand champion, 4 and 5, it's still being called in school because you're learning a lot yourself as your dog continues to win. And when he loses, and why he lost, and how he lost. Things you didn't pick up in the schooling to get to that point in that match that you find out during that match. You know what I'm
Well, yeah,
saying?
well, the box always gonna be the final
That's the,
culling process for sure.
that's for sure.
That's the real culling process.
That's the real calling process right there. Yes, sir.
Say it
You
again,
hope I,
Toyo. Shit, say it again. Shit, that's where the story's told.
this is where you find out if your schooler was on point. Because you might get surprised. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Your culling process is separate than the box culling process. Your shit is your shit. But the box is the real shit. I mean,
Yes, sir.
historically speaking.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Everything else is prep time, preparation, understanding, knowing what you got and how to bring it.
And to Johnny Rocket, you want me to give a little bit on my inside of schooling? Okay. First thing, my calling. What do I want to go to the box with? What do I feel comfortable about going to the box? Okay? Me personally, this is why I always put my best on each other. And I put my best on each other looking for one of them to lose. If they go in there both destroying each other, hey, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. I'm not going to let them sit there and destroy each other. Because what I'm looking for, to me, them killers, they will clean out your yard. They will put a whole bunch of them gamers back on the chain. But they'll quickly eliminate them curs. They don't want no part of getting smashed. So you find that out. You don't like this shit when you getting beat up. Oh, okay. You start doing all kind of weird shit. That causes a little bit more time to be down to make sure you make it back to the chain. But it's a process. So when I get out there on the circuit, these aren't going to be surprises. Because usually the one that I'm taking and I like bringing killers. And they don't come, in dozens. To me, there'd always be those special ones. You would wish you had more, but maybe you just got that one. That one, you take to the wall. You take him all the way. Because in many of these times, a lot of those dogs that didn't make it, and his brothers out there doing his thing, and the ones, that didn't make it, for whatever reason, maybe he was game, had ability, couldn't bite through a bag. Or maybe he was just game and just dumb. Okay? These are still bad traits. Okay, but is they bad enough to not to breed? If he got a legitimate brother, just kill his shit. So many times we see people out here breeding their dogs to the brother. Brother ain't matching shit. It's just because his brother was a killer. You see, and what do y'all think about that? Because it happens a lot.
They say the blood is there.
Yeah, you hear that a lot. The blood is there. Well, sometimes you can't deny it. Sometimes it's true. Because we've seen that throughout history.
I mean, I was just about to say that. There's so many stories. Find out it was the brother that bred it, or the damn grandfather or somebody.
I mean, how y'all feel about the numbers? To me, the numbers we like you. Sometimes we soft touch it a little bit because I think we might not want to punch people in the gut real hard because y'all just touched it when y'all talk about the numbers. Somebody said 4 out of 10 and shit like that. When these people be saying higher numbers like 7 and 8 out of 10, do that kind of tell you or kind of make you question their culling process? Just ask.
Yes and no, because as far as me, because well, that depend on that depend on where it's coming from. I'm gonna just say that that depend on where it's coming
In my
from.
in my experiences, I mean, I hear what Mo saying. I don't think Mo say I'm happy with getting 4, 1 or 2. That's more like where I be coming from. But I think it's because what we looking at or what we considering that's gonna be able to make it. I think it still got to do with the culling process. So when you hear people saying 7 and 8 out of 10 and things, I'm wondering what what kind of jobs they talking about.
I mean, with history, man, how many great litters can we really talk about in the history of these dogs?
Yeah,
Great.
it's only a handful.
There's a handful. I mean, you could damn near count them on one hand. Remember,
And see,
it was such a feat when Mason did it, and I think he was using 4 out of the same litter.
yeah, and see, people also gotta remember it could have been more, but you gotta think of all the events that happened in the game with these dogs. So I mean, it could be a lot more, but they just ain't get to do it. Might have got taken, owner might have died, and kids or wife sold the dogs. It's a lot of different things that could have happened that could have made the numbers higher.
But see, that's the thing about the coulda, shoulda, and woulda part. Because
Yeah.
when you're dealing with different people with these dogs, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. You know, sometimes you can't blame it on the dog. You can't blame it on the bloodline. At some point, I keep saying, stop making excuses for the person with the dog. Because sometimes people have great dogs and don't know what to do with them and make these mistakes. But history has shown us that you know, to me, I think Mayday came out of a great litter.
Yeah.
But how many people think of it as a great litter? When the only person that you hear people talk about is Mayday. Why? Because he was the only one who could produce. Who can we blame? I mean, can we blame that on um, the people who had Annabelle or Dragon Lady or Choice? Think about them.
Yeah,
You know.
but like I always say, and again, history shows it, especially with the pedigrees people got right now. It don't matter how great that goddamn dog is. If you don't produce,
Hmm.
I mean, it's like they say, the 5 minutes of fame. Whoever producing the most, well, not the most, but the best. That's who. That's who gonna be talked about.
That's what history
I
has
mean,
shown us, though.
I mean, you can have a little shit. You got 10 pups and had 5 champions. But if the one time winner outproduce all them goddamn champions, guess who they gonna be talking about?
Exactly.
So I mean, it's production at the end of the day. After the performance, it's production.
Well, and that part right there is the after effects of the whole calling and schooling process, because I think we was covering that part prior to getting to this part right here, because we tried to get everybody to understand, hey, these people who were doing these breedings had a certain way of breeding, and just pay attention to how they was doing it. Okay. But remember, we showing champions and grand champions, but in the same token, we also showing you that ROM and the breeding process part of this is very hard to achieve. You know, because most everybody was not breeding match dogs. They had this other way of creating a foundation and the calling process that was associated with how they chose to breed the dogs. But when it came down to the match dogs, he did say out of the 76, 34 were match dogs, which means they were champions or grand champions. That's half of 78, I mean 76, I think it's 76, 78. Either way, just half of that. And to me, the number for the years that it had been reported and monitored, that is still a small number compared to the amount of matching that was going on. You know?
That's true. Hey, Pat, go ahead and put a couple of those names down that we ain't mentioned, baby. I see you. Yeah, put us very important on that one.
Hey, big shout out to my man, Hollywood. What up, fam? Spike Brother Kendall's in the house. What up, fam? Yosef Benny Israel. What up, fam? Pat's in the house. What up, fam? Big shout out to my man, Mr. Burning Star in the house. What up, fam? Yo, Melee, I sent you, fam. Okay.
Shit. The way the numbers look, you could tell. You could look at Carver. You could look at all the dudes, the famous dudes or whatever. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but are they rolling in the 50%, 60% range in their litters that's making the cut? I don't know. Y'all call me.
To me, I think it's a 2%. I
Can
think
you
it's
say
a 2%.
can you say that a little louder, please, Mo, so the people can hear you? Because I don't think they hear you.
I said, I think it's 2%.
Toyo know damn well they heard you. He wanted to make sure they hear you loud and clear. God damn it.
Most said 2%. Well, I mean, if you look at it, Joe, let's take the top five dogs. The top five dogs. Okay, we can even throw this Honey Bunch and Awesome Baby up in there. If you literally look at the pedigrees of these dogs and the breedings that they made, okay, all those dogs, and this is what you get. Man, they was bred a lot. But out of all those dogs, all those breedings, 20 champions, would y'all call that good? Knowing it's literally a 2% ratio between all them puppies and then those dogs that were able to become champions or grand champions. Not a lot of them. Still a draw of the deck. And another thing to make a point on when it comes to that, did you notice in a lot of these great dogs, they were actually coming from great kennels? I mean, even those kennels that got a hold of a line and ran that line, and then they came up running off that line, like we did with the Mayday dogs. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes they just stay in dreamland. I doubt if you had asked everybody shoot out a number, I doubt if somebody would have said 2%. But these guys that you talking about that bred those good dogs or whatever, I guess the dogs getting better now because these guys talking about higher percentages now. Boy, I tell you, they saying they getting 70, 80, 90. I said, I say salute.
Hey, I would say salute too, but you're lying. That's what I would say. I would say the same thing. Pull up the pedigree. Let's go to the lab. Go pull them up. You see a whole bunch of dogs there. But we still going down the aisle trying to find them one or two or three because you ain't on the registered mayor list. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, but I mean, and then Toyo, another thing is it's easy to say that now because it's of the calling process. Remember, the calling is the observation. So maybe that's what they're working on because we all know when we go into the schooling part and the schooling leads to, the action. Remember, our action gets the results when we cross them walls. I don't know what they're working on now. I don't know how they can, how that observation of calling is supposed to look like. Being that's all calling is an observation because where does the action come into play? The school part. You schooling them for what? Observation is only going to take you but so far. You do not hear us, underestimating, the importance of calling. But please understand, calling is an observation for your purpose. That's your observation. And that observation is actually supposed to be working towards something. And saying it and proving it are two different things. That's why you had over 1900 and 2000 and some years of these years and years of matching dogs because this is where the calling and the schooling and the results was made from.
It's true.
I don't know what that term means nowadays, the way you can have 7 and 8. Well, I'm not out there to even know if you have litters out there just busting ass like that on the treadmill. I ain't heard about them on no treadmill or the wall because when you're making that kind of noise, you can't help but talk about it. Come on now.
Go ahead, Mr. Gav. Go to.
Listen, now I'm a kind of disagree on the percentage thing right now, right? Not just saying because when those dogs made them with bread back then, a lot of people were just buying the dog for his name. You know, they might have had great dogs now, but you'll never hear them because they were just buying for his name. So the percentage thing, it's kind of thrown up in there because maybe they produce a lot of dogs, but come on, man, look at the other prospect of how many people bought these dogs and didn't know nothing about the dog just off of the name. So that's a lot that we calling out on that right now that we'll never hear about. I mean, we going off percentage of the dog men that were buying the dog. But look at his dog, bro. It's a lot of maybe them dogs went a lot of ways and probably had great prospects, but you would never hear about. So that percentage, I just want to put it in the right perspective. So we looking
Well,
at the percentage that were proven, but think about all the dogs that we never know about that could have done great things. So I mean, the percentage thing you just going off of on the ones that
factual
we really,
results. It's called factual results.
yeah,
That's
Factual.
yeah, that
factual.
was working.
That's
But
it.
now it's a lot of them that could have been better than the ones that we know about, but we'll
But
never hear about.
that's the
But
point. That's the
it
point
was
right there. You got to take
okay.
that
So I'm
into
going
fact.
back to the percentage thing. We would never know the actual result because a lot of them dogs went in hands that we'll never know about or no stuff, nothing like that. So it's just a point I'm bringing up.
Right,
You
but
know,
that's just like guys not reporting their matches to the journal. Same
right,
thing.
right.
You understand what I'm saying? When we go talking about percentages, we can just kind of I can revert to a pedigree of a great dog and pull it up. And let's see if we can find one of these dogs that we'll never hear about, you know what I mean, being, a proven dog that produced. You see what I'm saying? How many of these dogs got away? We don't have a number because we never hear about it. The possibility is there, but you can't run numbers on possibilities. We can't run numbers on, like we say about the guys that don't register their dogs in the book and then, want to call foul when we talk about dogs that they can't talk about. They want to talk about them, but most people don't know about them. And I'm still looking for a great dog out there that we should all know, you know, that we never heard about in the box. One that is a legendary dog that either produced or won. So we can never weigh, percentages based on an assumption or a lack of evidence or facts to grade upon. Because we can't go in that dog's pedigree and pull up anything. You see what I'm saying? Whether he was a champion or a great producer, got to have something there to grade. You see? So I pay very little attention to unproven shit. I try to stay to the facts of where we can point out to see for a fact. The better you can see for a fact, it gives you more of a tool to really catch on to what's truly being said. We can't keep on discussing about things that we can't look and see. We
See,
can assume, but that's all it is, an assumption.
now see, brother Mo, that's what now I understood y'all philosophy on why y'all was the schooling thing, but I wanted to say my thoughts on what I was saying. Like to me, I'm schooling them from when they come out the womb
Right.
all the way till they're physically and mentally able to handle the pressure gets on as they grow. Now, um, I'm not I'm not culling nothing till after uh schooling because all those things up to me schooling them is just my assumption, my eye, my observations and views on the puppies. but I still never put that over the dog telling me the truth. So I'm gonna always look at all of them. Is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Cause
You call them to the school and gives you your answer.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then you gotta take that answer and go in the box and prove it. Am I
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yes, sir. Against somebody else's standard.
Observation. Right.
Exact.
They're
Exact.
calling.
Exact.
I
And that's a
understand
good
what you're
point.
saying. Good point,
Same.
Toyo.
Yeah. Good point. Because the schooling in that box, boy, it can be a. I mean, when you're glad when you can just get to that point in time to show and go.
Yes, sir. You get to
You
see
know.
somebody else's, put your thoughts and stuff against somebody else's, but the numbers start falling down, which you can take out there. But historically speaking, you know how them boys do at the top shelf. Some of them had to pay for their schooling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They going right up in there and get school. For,
I remember something to be twin. I got one. I got one. I'm telling you, man, I got one. I just looked at it, ready. You ready for that fast lane, man? I'm telling you, man. Get in there 20 minutes in. That ride home, be quiet as hell. I ain't never seen that before. I did something wrong or something. You know?
hey, everybody want to skip the line of that work.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but you know, it can become a very expensive task for those who don't get it. You know what I mean? They be so
Yes,
stuck
sir.
on that. They be so stuck on that pedigree that they just know it's there. It's there. But when it comes down to putting them down, and first thing that dog do, you know, when he get in trouble, he start looking around for his owner. You know that's the first sign of oh. And then all of a sudden, we had enough. It's cool. We straight. They're not gonna sit there and let that motherfucker quit. See, you got them kind. And to me, I would feel like in time, being that this thing is so tied up. If I was taking an observation, if somebody was to say, what would you think? You know, not knowing the numbers or anything, your perception of is a difference between now and then. My thing would be something I noticed when I was going out the door. That I noticed a lot of guys was picking their shit up when we was rolling against them because they didn't want to see their dog quit on us.
I understand.
You see what I'm saying? So I always felt like, you know, now they can take that piece of shit home, you know what I'm saying, and better never bring him back out because he gonna lose. And they'll take him home and they'll ride on that fact that they saw that night and try to forget it and just breathe off the papers.
Right. I see. I mean, you know, back in the day, you know, people avoid when you go into school. Some people pick and choose their school. They avoid the rough schools.
Oh yeah.
They,
Yeah.
Or he get down there, stay down there too long. Okay, that's enough. Well, he turned 3 times, bro. Leave him down there another 10 minutes. He might give you something you don't want to take home.
you
Don't
ain't
go
lying.
saving his ass now. You see what I see. He can ready to quit.
Niggas, niggas can have a yard full of rough ass Curve Frisco dogs, but them top tier motherfuckers be dodging the schooling process with no the schooling process with them. Don't want to go to school with them knucklehead. Boom boom, and they know they rough ass curves. Yeah, all you hear them say, man, I don't want to go through that. I want to go through that type of thing. But I never understood if you saying that, how you really trying to find the truth out. Truth.
Like, who you playing with, man? Lay that dog down there, man. What you doing? And, hey,
Now
Toyo,
you
get
know
him up.
now you know he was doing some funny shit now. Why
Toyo,
would
run right. Toyo, turn right around and sell puppies for 2,500.
Oh yeah, because they all be out out of the same dogs and stuff that y'all be talking about. At a certain point, all the dogs be looking like that. I mean, the papers look good at certain points. That
Yes,
don't
sir.
mean shit. When you get up there when all of them look like that, then it then you know that shit don't mean shit. Everybody could pull out a full house of cards. Niggas be playing spades with the pedigree papers. That's what they do. That's the game. They at the card table trying to beat you with the pedigree, playing spades with that shit.
That's true though. That's a good analogy.
Well, that deck always been stacked though, cause you bring in your own deck. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't. That shit only lasts when you start bringing other players into it. Then people be mad because you sold them a bad hand. Man, you said his hand was loaded. Let that shit home, motherfucker. All deuces.
Hey man,
That
did we forget about Mr. Ghosty, man? 'Cause I know I was trying to get him in.
No, I'm gonna tell you the problem is when I try to leave the mic open, you can hear the show because he don't have headphones. He actually, I think he's listening to it from his speakers,
Okay.
and that's why the echo keeps coming. And I don't want to make it hard to hear him. That's why when he's not saying anything, I had to put him on mute because he's not saying anything, but yet you can hear the whole show going on. That's all.
Okay. Well, as long as he understands, we ain't trying to shut him out. Hey,
Hey, hit this one right here, man. My man Yosef, man. Did you hear? You see his question? You just took.
go ahead and throw it up. I'm sorry.
Oh, you just took it down. Wait a minute.
We'll put it back up. I'm sorry.
I gotta go find it. I missed it.
What was it?
Oh, he said one of the dogs. You know, don't nobody really give much props to. Here we go, right here. I think this is it. My favorite dog that doesn't get his just due is Tudor Centipede, aka Ferguson Centipede, hands down. Let's argue. I ain't got nothing to argue about that. For that time, nah.
No, because genetic wise, he shows up in too many great dogs. He's a pinnacle piece in the Red Boy dogs. You know, I mean, when we talk about Red Boy in the genetic way of that line of dogs throughout history and time has definitely prevailed throughout history. And if it's Red Boy, we're gonna have Centipede in there. So it's not. I mean, there's other dogs that if we were to take the pedigree and break it down, I would be using Centipede like I do Stabber. You know, it's because he is part of that classic part of Red Boy. I'll be popping up in him every time I see a Red Boy dog. I'm running back to Ferguson Centipede and a couple good line of dogs, but primarily the Red Boy line, the Kobe line.
was
You know?
crazy. Was crazy. If I'm not mistaken, you could go back behind Zebo and you'll get to Centipede too.
Oh yeah. And like my man said, you go back in Honey Bunch and you'll find them in there. Yep. But that's a good point to make. I just think, again, the calling process and the schooling process never stops. You know, a lot of that comes from the owner. Like they say, the breeder. Remember, I always say, what made this breeder pick this male to breed his bitch to? And then if you look at that question right there, with everything really falling on the breeder, just think about it with some of these breedings that these guys are making that was producing, breeding to the right male. Don't even know who these dudes is. But because they bred to the right male, they will go down in history because they are the ones that produced that dog. Or the right female. You know, here he is breed to this dog, and now he's getting champions off his dog. So he made a good choice in his production. You know, did he call his bitch? Or was he calling that male from standing on the outside? He's standing up observing from the outside the dog he wants to breed to. He's calling that dog before he breed to it. If that dog is winning, he's riding that like it's a schooling for him, making him more, wanting to breed to that dog. What is he bringing to the table? His bitch. What did he see in his bitch to make a decision to breed her to that dog? And when she produced, what qualities did he bring to the table with that bitch? Did it have anything to do with schooling? 9 times out of 10, no. Did it have anything to do with calling? 9 times out of 10, yeah. Because there was something in that bitch that he believed. If I breed this bitch to that male, I'm going to get something. He has to come to that conclusion. When for those in the time that we pull up here on these pedigrees and look at these great dogs and see these dogs that were coming off of these dogs were nothing but ordinary dogs that, really you can't speak much about their schooling. You can't say much about the calling. What is the mind of that breeder to be using these particular bitches? Because we know they wasn't using a whole bunch of match dogs when it comes to the females. History shows that for a fact. So it wasn't a whole bunch of them running around there producing through the schooling process and the calling process. Especially when we sitting up there with 5 champion bitches on a registered married list. 5?
How many females was it? 48? 48?
Uh,
44.
It was 46.
46. Okay.
No, it was 40. Because there was only 5 bitches out of 40 bitches that were champions. And there was no grand champion registered marriage.
Out of all them years.
All them years.
That still sounds crazy to me. With all that banging that was going on.
That
No
just shows
wonder-
you how hard it was to make decisions with a bitch. For every great male that came off a bitch, you barely knew who she was. But it's not as easy. Especially back in our time. Because, like I said, we had a lot of champions going into each other. We had grand champions going into each other. And you ask yourself, well, just because he lost, don't make it a dead line. How many good dogs have we seen in the Bulldogs, the Eli dogs,
White dogs,
that has this commonality of you see your share of winners, but you go down through that pedigree, you see some of them winners with losses. They don't tell you how they lost. They just got losses. They don't got GL, game loss. They just got lost. And they go on to produce. Now, if they was doing what we was speaking of back in our time, where some Vance brought up, I matched mine for I used to match mine for I did any breed.
Well, they wasn't no breeders in no damn way.
Then they wasn't going. You best believe if they bought one home and he lost, he wasn't getting bred. And you know damn well if he quit, he ain't got to never worry about having a little puppy that hit out. Then he got to go home and look at the cage and be like, I just had these damn puppies.
Hell no.
Hell no. Okay, so that eliminates any of that shit going across over there at Super Kennel. He made it clear. We matching shit for we breed. That's bottom line. Any male getting bred around that mother, he gonna have to be a winner with no flaws. Because for him to get back to the chain to be able to breed, he can't have no flaws. He's not a breeder. He's a dog man that matches dogs. And that's what they're known for. And winning. You know, I don't think they were crazy about a lot of breeding, but we see a lot of breeding with super kennels in it. So that just tells you, you know, his way of doing shit, it was working. Flat out. That's why they have high numbers. They knew what kind of dogs to bring.
They had the calling process down pat.
Yeah, they did. They bought with a good calling process.
Mm-hmm.
They bought good dogs. They wanted winners. Tom from Prozac wanted winners. You know, you stand from the outside and you call it. You're calling a dog that you're interested in, and you're standing there saying, "I need to have that dog. I want that dog." And what do he do when he get it? Put it right back out there. Important. It still boils down to what happens in them four corners. It all builds up from the process of calling as a puppy, to schooling into a grown dog, to schooling into a match dog, to schooling into a winner. It's just when it comes down to breeding, when do you look at your papers and say, this dog matched those papers? I have a chance to produce, reproduce, as a matter of fact, this line of dogs and be able to do what made this line of dogs good. I have it on my yard. And as we say, not an easy task.
Toyo, would you ever consider yourself as a a breeder based on your career?
Yeah, far as I would consider myself a breeder. I wouldn't say nobody else consider me a breeder, but I would consider myself a breeder of my own stock. Now, as far as anybody else considering me a breeder, nah. But me, I would say, yeah, I'm a breeder because I bred a lot of dogs. That's about it. I bred a lot of dogs, but only for my taste, not for the public's taste. So that's, I could call myself a breeder, but if somebody else called me a breeder, that's all I know.
Well, I think anytime you breed a dog and have a breeding program, I'm pretty sure you was breeding based on your purpose and your knowledge of what you was expecting, and you're pretty knowledgeable on understanding that part because nobody knows your dogs better than you. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But that's what I'm on. You don't have to be a big name, don't have to have a big name. All you have to do is have the ability to put in the your experience and be able to put two dogs together and get out what what you wanted. Because that's the only reason. Why would you back two dogs up to each other? Just because the papers look too good? I mean, is that what we down to now? I'm just asking
I think
because
sometimes it could start like that, but it shouldn't be it shouldn't end like that. It could start like that, of course, when you just get in. Yeah, you're gonna you want to buy some the pedigrees gonna matter to you because it ain't the old school no more. So like usually you could know more about the dogs and you might could even look at the joints before you buy 'em. Now now they can't do that a lot. So basically they have they only have them pedigrees as a reference. So when you first get there and cop your first things, yeah, the pedigree gonna matter. But once you moving forward, I think it's like y'all said, the dog should start making those pedigrees, and those are the ones you should be breeding because those are the only ones that stay true to the paperwork. That's it.
Here's a good one. Now, is it up, Mike?
yep,
Now, I forgot who put this up there.
I think it was the Game Dog University.
Okay, yeah. Now this is a good one to look at here. You got brother sister breed, top and bottom. Cadillac, they was on to something. Because you got basically three generations of breeding off the fourth generation. Because they literally went four generations to bring those two top and bottoms together to produce this badass dog. And definitely using some pretty good shit. You know, because to me, the all wimp stuff came in from the bottom, the stronghold. There's not one registered married in this brother sister breed. Not one match dog in this brother sister breed. Nor is it down here at the bottom. But one thing the bottom has that the top didn't have, the possibility of moving traits. If there was anything good in the front, up here in this stuff right here, for reproduction, what better way to cross it with something that's got production to be able to bring it forward. And that's where that bitch, Mona Lisa, brought to the table. Guaranteed. One thing about it, gatekeeper doesn't have any offspring. You know,
Do you have any siblings?
yeah, Hannibal and Pandora. We'll look at Hannibal. Let's see what he did. None. Let's check Pandora. So that's bad. No offspring. But see that's when you add in time. You know, maybe these dogs aren't in time. You know, something's gonna happen 20 years down the line. It could be a major factor there. But you gotta admit, to make that cross like that, you gotta be looking at the mind of that breeder, and to be able to get that lucky shot where you just got one, and what a good one.
But
She
that's where
came
it
down
ends at.
out their yard. Yeah, it for now. History will tell you more. That's what you look for, history, because you never know. I mean, he's a great looking dog. He might not have a breeding career, might be a young breeding career, but that's the difference between our time and their time. Our time, you know, it was followed throughout history because we had books and reports. They don't have the books and reports, so we might not hear about Gatekeeper till about 15, 20 years down the line, where he produced a generation of dogs too early. We don't know when he became a grand champion. We don't know the time frame. All we know is his pedigree is up here. And based on what we got so far, it may take another 10 or 15 years before his name pops up. And when it pop up is him being registered married. Because if he's going to have that production trait, he should. Based on the fact that the winter part of him was put well together. Now that we get the production, that's the next thing. But nice pedigree. I mean, I like to see breeders when they do things like that because it was basically, on these breeders when they do these kind of things.
What's the top? What's that nigga on top of Mayday? Is that what that is? What is that?
Okay, here I just dived in. Mayfield, that's synopticus stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You hear Mom, I'll talk about that synopticus stuff all the time.
Also, Sofiaka's work. Still Sofiaka's work. What's his work
Yes,
though? What's Sofiaka's work though? I think that's nigga shit, right?
that's what I thought. I'm going back. I'm going hunting, baby boy. I'm going to go find out. We getting there. We got
Shit,
that
he got a lot of work.
alligator.
He got a lot of work though. He got a lot of work.
Yeah, we got that alligator and we got that stew baller. That's not a bad one right there.
There you go. There you go. Right there. There you go.
Heavy alligator.
They say they use the stew flag for the red boy with that type of thing. They use that as they red boy. That's what I heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't we just do a show with alligator with that in common? But when we was trying to bring that about, because how Mau and them was using it and how they did it when we was talking about Gary Hammonds.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had this.
From Mama and Triple M. They was
Yeah.
into that. Stu Baller, find Stu Baller and Joey shit. Yeah, but yeah, that synopticus tank. Good cross there, good breeding though. Look at the breeding. Tight.
Yeah, yeah. They say that that stew flag go good with the black stuff. They don't. They say that stew flag go good with it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Toyo, say his name again. Say his name again.
Who? Stew flower. Stew flower.
The other one, Synopticus.
Synopticus.
Mo called it
Sophiakis.
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 Sophiakis. Okay.
Sophiakis. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, Sophiakis.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you was calling him Sinopticus. I'm kind of like,
Well,
where is Mo getting this Sinopticus shit
well,
from?
I don't know, man. You know I
Fuck,
can't understand this shit.
nigga
Well,
can't
I'm
rewind his.
simple. I'm simple education.
Hey, Toyo,
Simple
I'm saying,
education.
I'm sitting here hearing you say Sophiakis, and I'm like, moment making me think it's two different type of motherfuckers up there. Can't be wearing his glasses. Who the fuck is he talk about? You know? Go ahead. Hey, Toyo, you almost wanted to say something, didn't you?
No,
Shit.
I was shit. I wasn't gonna say nothing up this motherfucker gonna cuss my ass. So
Yeah, I ain't gonna catch
say
y'all niggas for
say
not
you
being
try
on
to
the
be smart.
ring.
Say motherfucker, you try
Hey,
to be smart. You knew what the fuck I meant, nigga. Say what I
hey,
meant.
hey, I'm pretty sure y'all know what I mean. I'm glad for the correction. I'm glad for the correction.
Hey, hey,
Hey,
fuck that.
Shit, I'm gonna say something. Motherfucker, I know damn well you heard goddamn it Toyo say the name right. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Get your
hey,
glasses.
boy, I'm getting my glasses, man. But you know, I still can't. If I can't, I can't say it right. Help me.
All
I
right.
ain't no, I ain't gonna be no problem.
I'm gonna
Call me
say
out, man. Say, twin, you can't read. I'll be up here trying to read y'all the dictionary tonight. We stop all this shit.
They better not challenge you. They better not challenge you,
Hell
huh,
no,
bro?
we be up here playing with Google, saying names. Say shit not because. Don't play with me. I had goddamn Google up here saying names. Y'all want to mess with me before I say anything.
Yes, sir.
Shit. Nigga, I'm lying. See, I'll be pulling shit up. Hey, we anybody know the name? Anybody know how to say it? Oh, then we be going to Google. Well, I'll say it. But you gotta give it to them though, man. It's still, again, what do we see here? A formula. You notice that, guys? That's a nice ass formula. That's what you call putting some shit together, though.
That's
You
what you
know,
call
then
liking what you got.
definitely gotta be liking what he getting. I mean, what was Mustang and what was Mustang and Sally like? Mustang Sally, you know, that Kushner shit must have been some shit to breed the brother and sister. Like some shared power shit, right, Mike?
hey, you said the same thing when he did it. What the hell? You man biting motherfuckers and you breeding that shit together.
We breeding that shit together. And for real. It's one of those lines, you know, I don't even want to say the name, y'all, so y'all know. I'm so ashamed. I can't even say the name now. Memory of oldness. I can't even say it. So say it again one more time, man, so I can say it right.
Sophiakis, Mo.
Sophiakis. Okay, Sophiakis.
Somebody down in the chat said something about uh shit, 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10, you must be talking about title joints. That's one of them high percentage dudes down there.
That's hard scratching.
Yeah, he said you must be talking about title joints if you talking about 4 to 10, 4 out of 10 to him. Salute, bro.
Shit, 4 out of 10. Hell, to me that's good.
Yeah, but he's saying they got his 4 out of 10 gonna be title joints.
He trying to make registered married. The female don't need but 3. The male need 4. So you can make that accomplishment. Remember, for that bitch, that's a hell of a task
Hey,
for
he
such a
said
small list.
he said 4 titles per litter. Who does that?
Okay? I like you reaching high though. That's a hell of a wish and a work and definitely work.
Hey, y'all remember that name, hard scratching? 20 years from now, he said it. In 2026, he wasn't playing.
And this a nice piece of work they did with the Mayday stuff. That's a nice cross. Look at that super kennels again. That bitch. Look at her. Little mate. Look at that. Offspring. Well, she produced two out of her.
Look like three to me.
One, two.
Oh yeah, okay, the big boy. Okay. You're right.
Let's see what they're looking like. Let's see what's the nice, nice body. Call him big head. You got a big head. Look at that body. Look at that head.
Bo said, I told you that old nigga couldn't read. Bo talk about you, Bo.
Okay, J-Bo. Don't let me get your ass up here to get to talking now. I'll call you right on up here. Well, come on up here, J-Bo, and come read with me. We'll laugh at each other tonight, then. I tell J-Bo right now, say his name, J-Bo, goddammit. Bring your ass up here and say his name. Both body back there on Google making sure he got it right. Slowly, Google, say it again. Okay. Come up here. Come on. But yeah, man, that's a nice cross, though. Nice cross. We were just talking about super kennels. Here we go. Here's a fine example. Keeping in mind, 357 also produced Macho Buck, Grand Champion Macho Buck. And this is him being bred. Wait a minute, let me see something. I have to go check something out right quick, peoples. I want to see who would Macho Buck, mom, daddy, mama. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. They were, you see what I'm saying, y'all? I had to go hunting and see. I thought Macho Buck was off of Macho. He's just not on that pedigree. So you can call her a producer. She produced two. You know? Barracuda back into that. And you know, we already know the Stone City, you know, gonna work well. Heavy buck. Whole lot of all whim shit up in there. So when you running that kind of number of all whims, your chances of having something good. That's just like evolution making that decision to breed the Barracuda. Okay, let's go check and see if the litter mate, if they are the litter mates. Mona, are you a litter mate? Where's that name at?
See it.
I'm gonna find you right quick, guys. Hold on. I'm trying to find out where we were just at. Where was we at? We were, anybody remember? Go back and see. Okay, she had offspring. Is that what Big Head came off of? Where did Big Head come off of? Where we just at? Where old Big Head?
Go back.
I think it was Pandora. Let me check. Nope, didn't none of them have offspring. Damn, man.
Go back forward then. Shit.
No, this I think we were down in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. see what this one's like. Okay. We got a jip. Yeah, well, litter mates. So it did produce. You know, with the dogs that Barracuda produced, it's surprising that he ain't up there with Luke Kane and Mayday and them. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, we have pages. Look at this. These are those percentages I be talking about. You know, it's with all that. And I can guarantee you, it's like a 2% ratio here. You know what I mean? Okay, y'all don't be able to play out with me. I'm gonna let it be known.
Oh shit.
I'm a lot of damn dogs, man.
Okay, they got them boys right there. They go bam. They go one. They go one. They go Orca. Well, he ain't gonna be up there with the big boys yet. He got a couple more to get. Well, you see in the numbers, it's not an easy task. But he got a couple of them up there, Big Head and Hot Tamale.
But the whole thing is, those the big boys with access and resources, and so and they still getting the numbers you talk about, and the people getting better numbers than them. It's just crazy to me. Crazy.
But but what I tell you though, fam, I mean, the proof is in the pudding when you start looking at it. You know what I mean? You don't
True.
even want me to. I
Right.
mean,
That's in the pudding. You right. You right, bro. You right. You right. It just be a hard pill to swallow. I guess people don't don't want to take them numbers or something. I don't know, but that's what it is.
cause everybody wants to breed a dog. Everybody wants to breed that special. You know, I'm still on the bus, and I'm on the bus showing y'all what's going on. You know, this is what's going on our time. You know, we cannot and my argument pertaining to our time and these dogs that we're speaking on, the numbers is in the pudding, literally. We know the top dogs, we know the top 10 dogs, they're all known. We looked at the RM list and we see these known dogs. These wasn't not too many of them dogs on that list that we did not know. Okay, that tells you there's a 10% ratio back then. Lord knows we allowed to be at 1% point something now. Because, you know, ain't shit being checked.
Shit ain't even moving the needle. Shit ain't
Okay,
even moving
shit.
the needle.
I'm telling you, boy, shit ain't being checked like this. I mean,
Shit ain't
goddamn,
moving the
every
needle.
time you turn around, dog of the year losing.
You
Goddamn
know
dog of
why?
the
You
year.
know why? You know why they don't like to hear them numbers? Because the elephant in the room be obvious. It start being more obvious to them that, dang, I might do got a whole yard of curves.
Okay, I mean, you go back in the yard after doing on this show. You go out there on your yard in the morning, don't even want to feed that shit. And go in, look at his papers, and start trying to figure out some shit. I don't know if I want to keep working with this shit. Well, man, after last night's show, son, you just remember, man, it's all about luck and favor. You
Right,
know,
right.
you know, you feeding your shit, you cleaning up that shit. You know, just be honest to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, be motivated when you get up in the morning and believe in what you're saying. Just don't put the papers in your pocket and don't get off the show and go grab your papers and study them. Don't need to do that. I don't want to do that, okay? because it's like that, gentlemen. And this, I mean, and that's through history, basic history, where it was plentiful, when everybody was getting checked.
Man, them boys ain't trying to let go they weekend pedigree poker games, man.
Hey, look here. It all depends on who playing. I bet you if I slide up in that motherfucker, I'm putting a mask on. I don't want nobody to know I'm sitting here playing. Uh-uh. I'm betting I'm sitting at a sucker table. I don't want none of them to know I'm sitting here tearing their asses out. Okay? You didn't check your shit. You ain't playing your hand, you're playing the hand you got. And it ain't good enough.
Yes, sir.
And that's what happens to these lines. You know, that's what causes guys to run around and talk about other people's shit instead of their own. You know, it's easy to talk about something that you see that's not working. Okay? But it's hard as hell to recognize it on your own damn yard. You know, that's
I'm
why
not,
it's always wise based on my 2% revelation. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be too quick to run around talking about nobody's shit. Unless
they,
you carrying a bat with you to back up your shit. Because in
Yes,
the
sir.
long run, you know, it's better
Yes,
to
sir.
know your shit than to know my shit. Because I'm feeding my shit, you feeding your shit. You know? Get
but you
out
know
my
what?
yard and get on your yard. You know what I mean? Understand what you trying to do to make it better. And the only way you can do that based on my time is to put the work in. The work will always tell you the truth. Because if you can't get there, then you know you're on the wrong track. A lot of guys just settle for the papers and be like, oh well. And be selling your dog ass in, barely hanging on. One leg going to the left, one going to the right. Yeah, I got good puppies. You know? It's all about just getting rid of the dogs.
Hey man, look, ain't no schooling process no more. It's all about just calling now. It's all about their observation, cause ain't nobody checking shit. I'm telling you. If you ain't checking shit, and
Well, I mean,
we dealing with
based on
observation, that's what preservation is not going to be around long. And you saying that based off the 2% that you keep calling out.
well, I mean, if I was to step outside of the bus and you know, I'm standing here at the blackboard and y'all in the classroom and as I'm putting these formulas and figures up, you know, and based on what time has shown me from back then and the evolution of all the things that changed, no reference, no books, you know, stories you're hearing, you know, you can't keep a dog of the year worth a damn without him losing, you know, champions losing on regular occasions, you know, these are the things that you pick up, you know, that we have to add to the calculation as I'm on the blackboard showing you why y'all shit is so much different than our shit. You know what I mean? Because of the numbers and the references and all the things that we had that y'all don't have.
Oh
You
shit,
know.
I understand. I understand that. I understand this one. Let me answer this one. I think I understand this one. Yeah. So basically, the people nowadays, boom, they numbers can be 80 and 90% for the jobs they're doing now. If we off the bus, on the bus, that's what the numbers twin talking about. Now off the bus, you know, you niggas might be getting 98% and all that type shit for the treadmills, for the things like that, other things. So I
Working the
understand that.
high, working the
I understand,
high, working the
huh?
spring pole.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I understand that. Like, so good dogs. You know, and I ain't laughing like twin y'all, because I'm right there. I'm I'm not like twin. I'm not laughing because I'm not one of them legends like that. I'm just in here listening to him learning, and I'm saying I understand our numbers now, how we could be getting 98% and stuff because we got other jobs now that we're doing with the dogs. So it's making me understand. That's all.
The calling part. That's the calling part, right?
The observation, right?
The observation.
Ain't
Yes,
no more
sir.
schooling.
Okay,
Ain't no more
then go
schooling.
ahead, go ahead and dig in with that a little bit on that observation, considering the schooling part.
No, I
It
think I want
sounded
to sit.
good. It
I think I
sounded
want to
good
sit.
to
I think I want to sit back down now because I think
come on
I
up to
think
the
sit back-
no. Come on up to the blackboard and give
I
us
think I
that
want to sit back
calculation.
down. I want to sit back down there.
Good observation, son. Good observation. But let's get up to the blackboard again. Let's go based on schooling along with the observation. Okay, we gonna see numbers like point 0.8, maybe point 0.5. You know, it's gonna be like that. It has to be like that. Time and all the obstacles that's been taken out of what we were grading our dogs on back then, which consisted of both the schooling and the calling. And this is why we have the accolades of great dogs that we can talk about and show up on the screen and look how they was bred and all the good things, because we noticed all these dogs were good bred dogs. We see this. It's not like we're talking about it. We literally are looking at it. But you take those references that has to be added in the equation based on our time compared to what's going on in the now and presumption. There's just no way those numbers can maintain. There's just no way. So
Unless
this
we
is
start
why
making, they got to make new numbers.
well,
Observation
only
and
time
running
will
up a
tell,
pole.
because we won't know until they hit that 20-year mark where they can bring out the history based in their time. There's things that they got out. Remember when Paul and Gang was running around and he ran up there and told everybody about Glenn losing after Glenn won his dog of the year and then went out and quit. You know, you hear people talking about, you know, dogs that, we don't know them, but we know the names. Another dog of the year that quit. Matter of fact, there was two dogs of the year that quit. In this time. But it wasn't uncommon because Doogie, he didn't quit, but he lost. Back in our time. Possibilities of how these things change. But you have to remember, back then, there was the competition. And then now, there's, the competition is a little different. Because we're not dealing on the same basis. And it's a fact. When you get on the blackboard and literally start doing the math, we cutting how many of these 3,000 matches a year, 2,000 matches a year, 1,976 matches a year, compared to we going less than 500. You see what I'm saying? Totally
Yeah.
different numbers.
Yes, sir.
The reference and what we lost compared to what y'all working with now, compared to what we were working with then. There has to be a change in the configurement of what we're basing our calling and our schooling on. Not saying that there's not good dogs out there. What's being said was, if it was hard as hell, when it was abundantly out there going down, that we only have that many champions on a registered merit list, that many males on the registered merit list, very few females on that registered merit list. No grand champions on that registered merit list. Why do you think those numbers would get better with less references, less matches? Cannot tell me the quality did not take a hit. Not saying that there wasn't quality. I'm saying the numbers of quality. It has to change. I'm on the board writing it down, figuring it out, and the whole time the numbers are getting lower. Well, we were doing 2%. Y'all on point 3, 4. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're hearing more advertisement of what we do know. Everybody's breeding dogs. Everybody's talking about everybody's bloodline ain't shit. Mine is the one. I got the shit. You hear a lot of that. But based on the math, understanding clearly what the math says, there's no way that you can maintain our 2%. Okay? It has to be considerably lower based on time and the references and the things that change from our time to yours. It's just an obvious fact. So a lot of these breedings are being made. A lot of things that y'all are doing, we won't know about it until 20 years. Where we can literally get out there and I be long gone and where y'all be understanding this show right here, maybe fall back on this show right here and go reanalyze the numbers. Unless the input increases, and it has to be input, the numbers have to be in coordinates with facts that we know based on our time that you can compare to those numbers and such standards that we held on our dogs at that time. 20 years from now will have to be balanced to really make a good assumption and calculation on, are the dogs getting better? Are they even getting close to the 2%? You know, the only way you will know is through time and history. Am I correct?
Yes, you are, and I will double down on it and say you probably are fucking up your dog sales, and the fact that uh,
Boy, they
also
gonna be mad at us in the morning, boy, when they gotta go out there on that yard and feed these dogs.
and also, gentlemen, the truth is being told to you guys, so you can challenge yourself and ask your breeders, ask your breeders the question that's being asked about the numbers and see if they're able to tell you the truth like was just told you to you, or if they're going to tell you write down the 2% twin told you and write down the number they tell you. They probably tell you 80, 90, and you know where the sales pitch at, if you get my drift.
The used carsman method. You know, observation can get you a lot of places, man, but it doesn't cover the outcome. It's just an observation. That's all calling is, man. Remember, we came in and started this show trying to differentiate, make a show you there is a difference between calling and schooling. They're not the same thing. You know, I think I did read a definition of calling as far as the historical purpose of the American Pit Bull Terrier. It was an observation.
In the process of elimination.
What you
Killer
gonna
said,
eliminate one?
Killer said, you got to build off the. You got to build off the bus numbers. Yeah, you got to build off the bus numbers.
That's,
That's your best foundation.
that's why they don't want to play back here. They don't want to accept that. You know, but the numbers speak for themselves. You know, I ain't Einstein, but when it comes to these bulldogs, all right, my calculations based on the math, it's telling y'all. You know, y'all got a long way to go. 20 years from now, will we have somebody up there with Jeep? You know, you got to first stop all this damn losing. Okay? We haven't had a significance of, you know, a standard of what makes a great dog of the year. You know, that's a flaw right there. You know what I mean? For the last 4 5 years, every damn dog of the year lost. You know, and that says a lot. No, why do we know? Well, we don't know. It's just based on the things that we hear that we assume and accumulate that may be true. You know? So you have to see that. Maybe we'll know the truth in 20 years when it'll all come out and it's free for y'all to talk about and it's safe to talk about. But until then, we have to go based on calculation. You know, with a lot more breeding, there's more breeding going on than matching dogs. And we would have to say that through assumption of calculation. Because one thing we do know out here today is there's a lot of breeding going on. We know that for a fact because everybody's selling dogs.
You can't beat the laws of the universal laws. I mean, even Tom Gardner know the shit. That's why that's why he will pay for it back. If he could make it, if it was more than 2%, and he was getting it all the time, he wouldn't have to go buy him back. He wouldn't have to go buy him back.
For real. Because you know damn well.
Smoking that shit.
Oh, the truth choked me on that one.
It's the real shit though. It's the
They
real
got
shit.
that man selling so many damn dogs. He don't give a damn long as you know he can go out and buy them back. He's
Yes,
selling a whole lot of trash.
yes. It's
You-
just like the guy said in the chat. I don't remember his name. He just said it though. A lot of big names breed a lot of dogs. This is the formula. They breed a lot of dogs and they sell them to y'all, and they tell y'all if they look good to you, bring them back here.
right. Or they be quick to throw your name out there to say, hey, I produced that.
Yeah. So you just paid a person to be part of their culling process, their eyes, their eyes for their program. If you down with them for real, it's common sense, but it shows you the numbers. Like they wouldn't if the man could do it himself and he could get those numbers y'all talking about. He wouldn't have to go out here and buy those doors back because they pop up where they pop up at.
Which is true. No, can y'all still see me on the pedigree? Mike,
No, I know
Hold on.
pedigree
I
up
can.
there.
okay,
Hold on. I think I can get it back. Hold on, let me see.
okay,
All right, I got it back.
okay. Y'all, look, I'm gonna show you 2%. This is Mayday, the great Mayday, okay? I don't show no shame in throwing his ass up there either. Okay. Watch as we go down through now. You're gonna see your share of winners. But boy, let me tell you something. Y'all see him in there. But boy, I'm showing y'all 2%, yo. Look at all these damn dogs. Oh, I got a long way to go.
The numbers being low like that just make the dogs more special to me. The good ones more special. That's all. They
Yeah.
really earned it. Like if you want shit like that to be the standard of the shit that we fuck with, you want it to be the 2% type of range and shit like that, or things like that. Because to me, that shows it shows it ain't easy. It ain't easy to do. It shows you the numbers. It's showing you. It ain't easy. Even though the dogs all look good, they all come with certain packages. They all Jordans, but when it's other ones that separate themselves from the pack, and that's that 2%. It ain't gonna be nothing. It's just like people. To me, I was just doing that while you was getting it together, man.
Well, that's the
Oh yeah,
truth.
but that's
Cause
good. That's good. It's true.
that nigga, that man, that nigga, this thing, he ain't even got halfway down the list. Well, yeah, I'm finna say you hadn't got down halfway down the list, but you at the bottom. I don't know why that thing. Yeah,
But
But
there
that's
was
a
a
lot
whole
of
lot of
dogs, though.
a whole lot of dogs. But there's still only 2% of winners in here. Would y'all agree?
Yeah, because it's that's just that's life. That's the genetic code of life, man. Like I
That's
always
it.
say, it's all your family members not as hard as you. It's only special some of us in each family.
That's right.
You know, it would be nice for everybody, but being realistic, that's not gonna happen.
Right. So for those we talking shit on Mayday, well, Mayday ain't produced shit. What he didn't. 2%. But that's still down there over 20 champions in this pedigree, and this dog has produced.
And most of the time, not most, but a little percentage, a lot of a lot of good dogs don't get ahead as far as the blood. A lot of it be human error. Like they'll be if instead of moving forward with it, trying to see with the offspring, they hesitate and be looking at some other shit when you got the answer right there on your yard.
Yeah.
Just think about how many people was worried about what the partner had. They shit working just as well, but they think about what they partner had because of the pedigree. And whole time the one you had probably was gonna produce you a grand champion.
That's right.
You know, scared money don't make money. So
Sister the Barracuda.
some people get a dog off a great dog used only for breeding, not doing. Yeah,
Yep, that falls in that category of cross your fingers.
yeah, and in that category
It's
of people
true.
too, because you got to think with depending on the person who does that, they might already have a family established, but say something happened and they was out the game for a while and all they shit older. I can see somebody doing that. But as far as like the other 80% that's out here doing it already, you know, that's where we get all the extra junk DNA running around
That takes
that
me
ain't
back
been
to a
filtered
point that
properly.
Vance made. Vance said sometimes people get a dog off a great dog and use only for breeding, not for doing. Well, that's a whole lot of what they're doing now.
That's exactly what they doing now. Just to be in the conversation. It's just like those guys who ain't never drive over 100 miles an hour before, but got an SS Camaro pulling up at the car show, opening his hood. That's them same guys.
See, a lot of us have big dreams, and we do what we're supposed to do with our own dogs, right? Then we get to a point where as though we save up some money and go buy one of these, go get a stud, do what most saying do. And a lot of us, once we do that, breed to that special dog, most of us don't put them dogs through the same process you put your own dogs through. You start being slacking up on them because you got a special thing in
Attachment.
there, a special thing in there
Attachment.
for you know what I mean. So you start slacking on them when you did your own dogs real, and then as soon as you got that female that you want to take to that dog, you banking on the pedigree. You not knowing. You think you okay. It take more than that. You still got to take them dogs through the process. That shit ain't guaranteed to click with your shit. And none of that. Don't mean that your dog not good and that dog not good, it's still the click. It gotta click up. And a
That's
lot of
right.
us can't afford to keep on buying spending stud fees. So you got that's why the numbers be at 2% and shit like that, whatever. Cause it's hard. You gotta have resources. You gotta be in the know. Everybody don't just get it like that. To me.
No, that's true because just like see you got to remember it's not just a physical thing; it's a genetic thing as well.
Right.
That's what people got to remember. That's why you have the biggest male and female, and you normally have one or two runts depending on how big the litter is, but you always have a runt. So that right there tells you, even though you got different females of different sizes, it's always the same thing genetically during the birth, no matter what breed it is. You're going to have a runt, you're going to have a dominant male and female in the litter. So with that being said, you, the other thing we also can't see is most of the I call it the war gene for a reason, but most of the war gene, depending on the dog, like with Mayday, some might say he took a lot of the best war genes from that breeding. Some might say Zebo took the best. Some might say Chinaman took the best. Some people say it was Chinaman brother. Chinaman brother just wasn't in the right hands to make the same impact. So, you know, if you think about the litters, again, with the small percentage, and you think about the genetic part, everything makes sense because it's just like twins that's in the womb together and one twin consumed the other one. They taking most of the genetics. That's the same thing that we can't see, that we don't talk about enough because people think they just, they rubbing these papers together and thinking they're going to get something. And it don't work like that. So when you get something working where you got the good genetics in that individual or three, four dogs, that's where the human kick in and got to enhance everything. The genetic part already doing what it got to do. Once it come out the womb, that's all human from that point on.
I want to give a big shout out to my man Frederick Hasbot. I wanted to, what up, Frederick? Let me see, I'm going to go down this side. Big shout out to my man John Noel. What up, though? My man Chico Nicholas in the house. What up, fam? See, I got quotable away.
Well, they make you scary when you talk about somebody else's shit. Oh, that your piece of shit.
But see, even if what's funny about that, Mo and Mike, like I always say, the game would be so much different. It'll be more silent if everybody that had to go out had to have at least 2 or 3 generations, at least 2 at the minimum. It's a whole lot of motherfuckers wouldn't even be talking. See, again, everybody got to start from somewhere. You have to. It's common sense. But the thing is, when you moving forward with it and you getting the same thing, you could beat your chest up a little more. Because again, a lot of people, when they lose, they'll say, "Oh, well, shit, it was a Mayday dog. Oh, well, shit, it was a heavy Chinaman dog. It was a heavy this. It was a heavy that." It's different from saying, "Well, that was my shit that lost." A lot of people are afraid of that.
I want to give a big shout out to Cut It Out. What up, fam?
Salute.
Showtime Kennels in the house. What up, fam?
Showtime.
Showtime said, what does the pedigree matter if you ain't racing cars? Why do you need a car?
To keep your farm stocked and working for them. That's all I'm saying. Keep your farm stock and working for them.
MB, what up, fam? My man Johnny Rockets in the house. What
I
up,
mean,
fam?
in Showtime, the way I feel, this is just me personally. Um, when you okay, Showtime, say we was kennel partners, and you like the dogs you like, I like the dogs I like, and I get me a male and female, you get your male and female. That's four dogs. And say we get all four with paperwork. From the time we start to mix and match moving forward, depending on what you want to say, the situation, time, area, all that shit, whatever. You starting out with them four with the paperwork. I mean, if you working for real and you moving forward with each working select, do you really need paperwork after that? Because technically, I mean, you got the foundation of what you building on. That's like I say, that's a lost art. It became a lost art. I want to say, me honestly, it became a lost art after, I want to say 85, 80, close to the 90s. Because again, everything got to evolve. But like I always say, if the people of yesterday was doing what the people of today are doing, we wouldn't even be on this podcast right now. Cause what the fuck we'll be talking about? What would we
Big
be
shot.
talking about? If the weight pulling shit would be more, we'd probably be talking. But honestly, what would we be talking about?
Big shout out to my man Terrence Cooch. What up, fam? Hey, but you
That's
know
a
what?
that's
That's
a
a
good
good
point.
point. I mean, that is a very good point. But reality is, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? We do have a history. That history has lasted to the point to where, they still talk about these same old dogs because at what point, and we ask the same question, at what point does these names change? Right?
The way like I say, every time that question come up, depending on the dog but the way you see these guys doing, I'm gonna say as far as right now, the name ain't gonna change. I be looking at people page. I see Cottenham on top of Cottenham. I don't see nothing working, but I see Cottenham back on it again. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Well, that show you just breed for papers, really. So when we say names changing, 80% of the way these dogs are being bred, the name ain't gonna never change. That's safe to say.
I got the best Cunningham dog in the country.
That's it.
Okay,
You
so
know,
what made him so special? Cause you got him. That's what I'm looking for.
I mean, I think Cottenham was the most bred dogs in the last 5 years. If you really you know check it out, you know for some reason in the last 5 to 7 years they just been, I don't know if it's because certain people got them full time now, or if it's a population paper thing. But the amount of breedings, I think the Cottenham shit right now is less than 2%. If we're gonna be honest, because of the amount of breedings.
Are you
Because
saying less than 2%? Would you would, would you
if we
go as low as would you go as low as 1%?
I
point
go
five,
pit.
Can you say
I go
point
that?
point
five,
five,
point
point
five.
five.
Because and I'm not even trying to be funny, because again, even if we just go off of information we can pull up, you can look at all the Cottenham breedings in the last 7 years, and it's like one winner for every 300 breeders.
That's a
I
point
mean,
one, bro.
I mean,
That's that's a point one.
it's just people don't like to hear the truth, but again, I'm a numbers man. So if you gonna tell me that ain't true, let's go through the numbers
Hey,
and tell because what I'm seeing, that's what it is.
that's when they're gonna start talking about your yard ain't shit, your mama ain't shit. You know, that's when the conversation changed. Cause don't nobody want to hear that shit.
I mean,
And it,
it's the
and it's
truth.
sad.
It's the fucking truth. I mean, that shit the truth. I mean, it's some good ones out there. Don't get me wrong, but the way they hype it up is it's not doing that. Because we could go off of oh yeah 26. We could go off of 20 shit. We go from 2010 to 2021 and look at all them motherfuckers. Ain't that many goddamn. I mean, who talking about them? Even historically speaking. I mean, it ain't producing like that.
That's
Now,
true.
don't get me wrong. I'm not taking nothing away from you know as time moves forward, because that's why I be like, okay, it's okay be, to create another means of competition when there's competition out there. It don't. That's the American Pit Bull Terrier don't always have to survive the way it always has. If time change, that means things have to change. But it's not shouldn't be an embarrassment to go run up a wall or run a treadmill. I mean, I don't want people to be thinking you got less than a dog because you do that. You can create a whole new world by just getting into that type of competition.
You know what it is, Mike? I'm gonna tell you what it is. Is again from when people come into the game and a lot of information is recycled over and over, and then when you get these guys who came in later in the game who don't have family members that was actually in the game that can take them to different yards of people that they heard about, it's a different perspective because again, like I said, at one of the dog shows in the tri-state area, I was over there on the weight pulling section. And these motherfuckers got 10, 20, $30,000 betting on these dogs. And some of these dogs is some famous ass dogs in the goddamn ADBA magazine.
They take that
And
shit that serious.
they these motherfuckers betting serious money. So again, when we only focus on one thing, it doesn't allow us to see that it's still other avenues to where we could go out. You might have one that's acting real good, and he might be fast in the motherfucker. Go ahead, bet you 5 grand on the goddamn. I mean, because if you saying he got win like that, go ahead, put you 5 grand on the treadmill versus one.
Hey, let me ask y'all. Well, I got y'all all up here. Do you think it would hurt or put any like a black eye on the game if instead of handing out trophies, hand out cash prizes?
No, that's what it should have been. Because again, like I say, for us, and I've said this years ago. That's the crazy thing. If for this particular breed, we see what's going on. And me, I was lucky. My other breed is Rottweilers. Like y'all fuck with the Malinois. My shit is pure German Rottweilers. Like I'm connected over there overseas. That's my other breed. I just don't show them like that. Now, me going to these AKC and UKC shows, seeing how they do with all these other breeds, that's something that we're lacking. And it's a shame with us how the ADBA got their thing going all these years, and they didn't think about doing that. But again, us being the community, how we talking about it now on live, And like I said yesterday or day before, it needs to be more organized. When we go into we driving across state lines. You know, a trophy is good. That's all good for the public record book. But fuck that. Let's put some money on this shit. You know, let's put some money on this shit. I feel like I said, it need to be an event. You pay $50 to get in per person. Every dog is another $25. So that way you could set up. That's just a random price. You could set up the treadmill because the most money gonna go to treadmill and weight pulling. I mean, that, as far as if we talking about physical, treadmill and weight pulling, that's where the most money gonna go. Then it's wall climbing, confirmation to be last for the lowest. So, but you got to think something that's going to get you hyped up, historically speaking, like we in the 16 by 16. The only other thing that's going to get you hyped up like that, honestly, is weight pulling, because that weight pulling going to show you where that dog mind and heart at.
Yes, sir.
It's a whole lot of dogs that cur out in weight pulling. I love that shit. I love going to watch that shit.
And the monetization could come straight from the mouths of the workers, what they think. You could ask the winners, the champions out there that's already champions in these events, how much it costs for them to get their dog there in shape to win. You can
Man,
start
them
there.
motherfuckers work.
You can start there.
Them
Right.
motherfuckers work, man.
Yeah, and they feed the dogs different stuff and everything. So you got to ask them guys how much did they spend, how much you got to, you start there and make somebody get a profit. So at least, or some type of way, at least they could they get something out of it free. Like, okay, what I paid for to put them in shape, I got that back. You know what I mean? Because it costs to do that. So the
That's
trophy don't
what. Well,
really
that's
add
what
up
I'm
to that.
saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Because again, look at what we going through as a breed. If we don't step up as a whole, I mean, it's no reason we got the most working documented dogs and we ain't got no cash prize tournaments. I mean, if we gonna do it, let's do it. Like I said, the trophy's good, but fuck all that. You know, let me leave with an extra 600 to goddamn 1,500, $5,000. Fuck the trophy. You could just put, if you going as far as public record, yeah,
You can't say
go
fuck
ahead,
the
put my
trophy,
public
though.
record in
You
there.
can't say
But
fuck
fuck,
the
you can
trophy.
keep that trophy.
The trophy
You
for
know,
nostalgia and shit like that. You gotta keep the trophy.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
But
But you want that cash though.
Yeah,
That
but
you want
I
cash,
no, no. See, I call like my grandfather used to say, animal control trophies.
yeah.
That what grandfather used to say. Animal control trophy. When they like what Mike said, they shouldn't go past your door. When they open that door and if you got a security door and a house door, when you open up the house door and the security door still shut, they should be able to look past you and see all the ribbons and trophies.
Yeah,
You know
like
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Then you say,
My dog got athletes in here. I'm an
you know,
athlete.
you
My
know,
dog's athletes in here. That's what we do.
how how
Yes.
how can I help you, officer? You know, you know, but
yeah,
you can't think for everybody. Can't think for everybody.
yeah. I think that's a good idea too. Everybody, I say more than 50. I say put 100 up when it comes to the battle. I mean,
I
even a
mean, I
thousand.
mean, just if you really
A
think
battle
about
on
it,
the great ones. You know what I'm saying? Put a real good battle together. All you
I
get weight
mean,
pulling entry fee $1,000.
why can't we? Why? And we can do that because again, if you look at the hog hunting tournaments, some of them motherfuckers is $250,000 prize. It was one that was just 350. I mean, again, it's a lot of motherfuckers talking about, oh, they condition this and that. All right, let's put that 10 grand on that treadmill race. Let me see what you talking about. Cause we could hush this shit up real quick. Let me see what you talking about. We could do longest distance, fastest time. What you want to do?
That's
That'll shut.
competition, though.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? That'll shut up a whole lot. Social media, the talk will slow down a whole lot. All
yes,
these other
sir.
people with all these other avenues, it'll shut their ass up. You know, like I said, weight pulling and treadmill, that's what it's gonna be. I like the wall climb too in confirmation, but if we talking about physical, you ain't gonna beat weight pull and treadmill.
And for me, a confirmation, a weight pulling dog is a great competitor in the confirmation show because he gonna
Yes,
be
sir.
built for the show.
Yes, sir. That's the
Believe
beauty of it.
that. Yes, sir.
That's the beauty,
That
and that's
part.
why I say them dogs. You know, I look at some of them prices of them off them weight pool champion dogs, and I'm like, we be lowballing each other, on the other side. But look at this shit. These motherfuckers, um, 3,500. Motherfucker don't even budge. They say, how you take your payment? You tell a motherfucker 1,500 on this side, they want $600 discount. That's why I say we fucked up, man. We fucked up, man. We got to get it together. As a whole, we got hog hunting. We got 16 by 16 historically speaking. We got treadmill. We got wall climb. We got tug of war. We got weight pull. Come on, man. We got dogs that can't do half of that. They're selling for more than our shit. So many people, and I always say this, Mike and Mo, the economy, people, the economy of the game, though. People don't realize all of these dogs have their own economy. Most of the people with other breeds that wind up getting too many, when they get busted, they got a whole bunch of money because they community don't try to shortchange them on their dogs so they could pay for their lawyers. That's why when a lot of these other people get busted, you will hear about it, but you don't hear about it to the extent as the game dog shit because a lot of us ain't got the money to pay for what we need to pay for. So then it keep going on the news, all this bullshit. Like I said, the people up the street with the Beagles, they had like 300 something Beagles. They was all on the news for about 2 days. They motherfucking got paid their little money, did they thing in court and fixed their shit up, ain't never been heard of again.
You
You
just
know,
spent all your money, spent your little bit change, putting one in shape, all the gas driving
six
across
weeks,
country.
6 weeks, 2,500.
Yeah, yeah,
You
they
know,
drove across country to get your medal, and then you come back and you get in some trouble, and the lawyer don't take no goddamn medals and trophies for no payment.
Exactly. See that, and that's why and I don't blame some of the game dog people with the Frenchies and all that making some money. I don't blame y'all, but at the same time, as a whole, our value of these dogs supposed to be way higher. And people might disagree with me, but that's another reason why a lot of shit is the way it is because too many people got easy access to them instead of how it was back in the day when it was one for sale for 5,000. You had the actual camp get together, put their money together, and all them behind that dog. Now people shortchanging each other. Certain people just budge in and selling their shit for 300-400 to anybody. Not to somebody might make a name for it, but just to anybody, just because they got to get rid of the puppies. That's why the game is the way it is right now.
Now, when you say 2,500, you're breaking up, my bro. You was breaking up. But I was saying, if when you say $2,500 for a puppy, and I'm not knocking nobody who sells their dog for 2,500 because I feel like you're supposed to be able to ask whatever you want for your dog. But I'm just saying, what does a $2,500 puppy look like in the now? Because I'm just saying, man. I'm trying to get a grasp on that, and he ain't run up no he ain't ran up no wall, he ain't ran up no treadmill, he ain't pulled one way, ain't won one confirmation show.
Well, and
What
the
makes
reason
you
why I
worth
said
25?
and the reason why I said that is because these guys that's buying these dogs from certain people, putting them together, and I just so happen to scroll and I see high hopes $2,000.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Tottenham,
That's cheap, but
Tottenham.
they ain't coming down on the prices, Mike. Ain't nobody coming down on the prices, Mike. Ain't no way they coming down on the prices,
you
man.
know,
too much trouble. They don't get no money anyway. You see, motherfuckers crying for money now.
Hey, Toyo,
Huh?
Jeep,
Huh?
Jeep in the, yeah, Jeep in the 3,000.
Hey, ain't
You
nobody.
know,
Yeah, for whatever, for whatever. I understand where
you
y'all
know.
coming from because y'all back there, y'all know what that shit worth to y'all. But like, it's a different game now, man. Them boys want their money for the papers.
You know, it's just like I forgot the dog name. I gotta find the magazine because I got a partner on the West Coast, and he's very well known in the confirmation for I said confirmation in the ADBA for wall climb and treadmill. He about to start fucking with the weight pool next year, and I don't know, man. Like it's one camp where I see the father, no, the grandfather. I think he a weight pool champ, one of the sons a champ, and then a granddaughter a champ in weight pulling. I gotta find that magazine and
but
put
they,
it on the.
but would you? I mean, do y'all think it's something wrong with that?
Nah, I praise that. That's your
I
good
I
genetics.
that show good genetics. That means
That's good genetics.
somebody putting in the work. Now imagine if he could pull that off when the competition gets stiffer, when everybody starts, acculating to that, the competition's supposed to get tighter.
And
Wouldn't y'all
that's
agree?
and that of course, and that's why the reason why I brought that up is because I looked at the prices of their pups, and I'm looking at the form, where these people talking, and I'm like, wow, motherfuckers acquire about they pup, don't ask about no discounts. I said, wow. But these motherfuckers we'll be 20 deep in the room. A motherfucker see you take something out in goddamn hour 30, real stiff, barely made it home. And this nigga Mike telling you he only got $400 for you. Can he get a pup? Pick one out for me. You know what I'm saying, man? I mean, but I would like to see it get more stiff, especially in the weight pool. The treadmill nice, but that weight pool a whole different monster.
Yes, sir.
That's a whole different monster, man.
And
It's
fellas,
a,
they do have weight classes.
yes, sir.
The weight classes, it's not like you exempt and there's no spot for you because there's spots for you.
Uh huh.
You take
And you know what?
advantage of it, and you got to put in some work to be able to compete doing that too.
And you want to see how great the pit bull is? Why I tell people, fuck just the ADBA. Go look at them UKC weight pull competitions where you see these pit bulls and actual real staffs competing against all the other breeds. All the other breeds whooping their ass
Whooping
in
their
their
ass.
goddamn weight pool.
Y'all need to check it out if you haven't checked it out. I've been saying it, but you need to just really go check it out.
Man, I look at that shit every week. I've been looking at that shit every week for goddamn 20, 25 years. I can't wait to go to the next one. It's been years though, but it's amazing. That's why a lot of people a lot of these organizations and certain they envious of the pit bulls because they seen it. They know the history. They like, damn, this dog is a fighting dog. It done been in the military. The West Coast was using it for a while when they doing their police shit, but the favoritism of the Malinois, goddamn, is whooping ass in the ADBA, the UKC. I mean, ain't no other dog got that type of trail.
What you showing us, Mo? What you showing us, Mo?
Oh, I know that pedigree. Hold on, let me see that. Oh, okay.
Oh, I know you're still there because I see you flipping through the pedigree. Your mic is on mute.
Yeah, but other than the weight
I
pull,
was
the
thinking
hog
about
hunting,
rolling. Yeah, I
Big
was
shout out
thinking
to
about rolling.
Big shout out to E Clivelas, the
Eclectic,
divas in the
eclectic.
house.
Eclectic Diva.
uh,
Eclectic Divas.
Eclectic Divas in the house. What up, fam? I see. He said I have some great catch dogs I bred up, and I'm loving it. Can't put $1 on these. Okay, hold on.
Don't put no dollar on it. But
Okay,
yeah,
Mo.
a nice hog hunting tournament too for these dogs, man. We know a lot of them ain't gonna hunt together, so we will have to regulate the rules for the hog hunting part with the dogs as far as points, uh, all that shit. That would be amazing to see too.
I think so too.
Because a lot of hog dogs, if you pay attention, a lot of them, as far as game dogs, a lot of them can't get the hog to stop moving, and that's what a lot of people look for in them tournaments. Because them hogs will work you, and some of them ain't gonna stop moving, and that's what they be looking for the dog that's gonna control the hog. And when you get that motherfucker to stop moving and take control, it would have to be probably best times, or I don't know, that some people will have to sit down and come up with that shit. But that hog and wait for that'll be it though. That'll put some nice money in a whole lot of people's pockets.
Well, that's why I say support the South Bottoms, support the APDR. I mean, support all them local shows because I really do believe that it could change the mindset where they could just look at the American Pit Bull Terrier like they look at all the other breeds. You know, right now, is why would you need 40 dogs? Why you need 10 dogs? I mean, that's what they asking when they target your yard. You know
Because
what
they
I
ain't got no
mean?
job. They ain't got no job.
Ain't nothing working. Just got them, and that don't make sense to me. Oh,
he
these dogs have always been built on the work.
said
Hey
nothing
Mike,
work
hey
is
Mike,
just
hey
done.
Mike, listen. I know certain people. You walk up, you drive up, pull up to their shit. They got all kind of cool coyote trap cages out in they shit. They don't ain't hunting nothing. You pull up to that motherfucker, you be like, damn, he must do that shit for a living. No.
Yeah, the dog start looking like you hoarding and junk cars and stuff. The dog start looking like junk cars and stuff. Like people be like, all that money for none of them cars work. None of them cars work.
None of them cars work. They just in the yard.
Right.
Hey, let me answer Johnny Rocket right quick. He said, Mo, what is the average minutes you use to school your prospects each session?
Ooh, that's a good one. That was a good
Well,
one.
to be honest, based on what I'm looking for and what I use, it ain't supposed to go 10 minutes. If it goes 10 minutes, especially when it's early, what's one way to wake them up? You can have a hot ass dog, and I try to hold a hot ass dog as long as possible because I don't want him to bring him out there too early and see what happened to Brat when I put little Mayday on her. You know what I mean? End up getting her leg broke. Could have been worse than that. We wouldn't have been a champion to Brat. But that didn't even take that happened in a very short time. When you putting dogs like Little Mayday, we put Little Mayday on Charlie. Like I said, Little Mayday was no more than 16 months old when we put him on Charlie. Charlie was already damn near, he was just one his first one, and he gave Charlie hell. So that right there told me he was bad as hell. I put Brat on a male, her first time outside of Little Mayday. See, we was putting Red Ace on males. We ain't getting 10 but 15 out of it because they were so damn fast and so damn rough. They was breaking up shit. Same thing with Buck Rogers. Same thing with the shit.
See, when you schooling one, man, you trying to put them in the worstest position when after you put the time in. Remember them 10 minutes? Well, really, for real, Mo don't tell you. He start off with that 5 minutes, and it increases over time as the schooling
Yeah, if you
process
can get the
goes.
dog to stay in there long enough to not to get picked up.
Right.
See, that's the problem. It don't go long because, dogs are taking damage in bad situations. You got brat going into a dog and you trying to school one and, dude gonna grab his shit quick once you get in that stifle. Hey, I ain't here to break my shit. You see what I'm saying? So, a lot of the schooling, you really don't get a chance to school. All you're doing is just going in there watching them beat up shit. Cause those roles, they never really take long.
But
See,
for a
we
lot
took them
of
way
them,
down to North Carolina and found out they got the same results.
yeah, now that we did do. We might have did a lot of schooling on our yard, but when we stepped off the yard, we was going to clean out other people's yards just to see how much, how many dogs we could run through. And then by that time, you know, we stopped trying to play around and look, and that's how we wound up in the box.
Right, we trying to find something to hang with them and put that shit to the test.
We
They
want to see
wrecking
them put to the
everything.
test.
Yeah, when you got them killers, you don't take long to decide to go out here and take them out. You got a killer, he gonna tell you, you might as well go ahead and take me out. Don't be wasting me up here doing this silly shit. Let me loose. And it proves to be what it is. I mean, Brat proved what she was, just like little Mayday, Buck Rogers, you know, even Jamie, when he produced them winners over there, there was a genetic pool that was really working, and to be honest, it was the red ace factor. A lot of those dogs carried that genetic trait of going into the back end. And like I said, when you see it, and I had Red Ace, and we know where she came off of Grand Championess, so we know where the backstopper shit came from. But to get that shit passed down generations when they wasn't no double bred ace, none of that shit in them dogs. But that was that one genetic that every single 95% of the going hard champion dogs were stifle dogs. 95% of them went into the back end. That was that key piece. So that me, I always say, you connect the talent to an all-rim genetic. I think that's what give you that running power. How many times have you seen me go register mare, down to 5 generations of registered mares, and the dog is a champion, coming down off of 5 generations of registered mares, or champions and registered mares. That's proving a fact. That's proving a fact. And that's what the reason why I always pointing these things out, because these are facts that we're looking at and we're analyzing. We're not looking at a great pedigree, we're looking at a great dog. And we're looking at this great dog to see why this dog was great. And you will find it in there when you go to looking. Grand Champion Luca, we go and look at her pedigrees, what she bred to produce. If she probably would have had some litter mates, they probably was, somebody would have been able to produce. But, the buck stopped with her. Because she was grand champion, down all the way back to yellow. Who was that? Was that me talking? Okay. But yeah, a lot of that, is just you reading and knowing your genetics. And that's that observation. What genetics are you carrying with you? What genetics as a breeder are you trying to inject into your line to improve your line? Because a lot of decisions, y'all, is really based on the person who got the bitch.
My man
I
Charles
hope
Richards.
I have pushed that point off enough. It's the female.
My, my man Charles Richardson said, historically speaking, I'm a firm believer of having great females. Why do people buy dogs from Tom knowing those females never seen a hog? What you think the percentage of Tom's dogs are?
Based on, now I made a crack about that earlier, and I was really being funny about it, but I was really being honest. I mean, you can answer that with the everybody talking about Tom and his cur ass shit. Well, we know the numbers, and the man don't give a damn. The man gonna sell y'all everything, okay? He gonna sell you everything, and then he gonna go out there and grab one of them champions that was made champion out there, which is, you know, again, that of the few. The man got down there 30 years of Frisco breeding in straws. Another 20 years with Santos. Another 25 years with Spike. Okay?
No
A
telling
lot
how
of
much he
breeding.
got off of NASCAR.
Yep, now then you got NASCAR LT today, you got Bushwick Bill, you got all them some bitches out there. But if you really put it on the blackboard, you want me to go to the blackboard with Tom Gardner shit,
Yeah, his courage shit. Say that Tom Gardner, his courage shit. Yeah,
okay?
go to the
Okay,
blackboard.
go to the blackboard. We doing the numbers, okay?
Oh
Being
shit.
honest, out of the 20 years of doing this shit, thousands of dogs, okay? We ain't talking about hundreds. We got at least be talking about 2,000 dogs in the last 20 something years.
If not
Man,
more.
so I mean, there's so many gardener dogs around it. I mean, everybody got gardener in this shit. Damn near. But I can guarantee you, it's not 1% based on what he sell or what made it. It's not even 1% of the dogs that y'all buy from Tom Gardner be worth it for. Now I can pull the shit up now. Y'all don't want me to show you pull the shit up. Then y'all be mad. You
They
can.
already bad. They already bad.
I don't want to send y'all out there looking at your backyard, looking at all that garden shit, and be like, "Yeah, you one of them many thousand. Yes, that's you."
Hey, I'm, I'm laughing. I know they down there saying Toyo got curves like a ball. and, and 9 times out of 10, you're right.
Okay,
90% chance.
I go to the blackboard on your ass.
I
I
know.
go to the
90%,
blackboard on you.
90% chances you is right.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
hey, yeah.
oh yeah. I mean, just being real.
Tom
I
gonna do a
mean,
show,
but the
Mo.
people know that. The people know this. The people in the history tells a lot of people. How many times you done heard people say, "Man, that Ghana shit ain't shit." Well, majority of it ain't. But you keep buying the shit because the man got a line out there every damn weekend.
Oh gosh. He's
They
gonna
don't
be
give a damn.
he's
They
gonna
don't
be
give a
doing
damn if the man is in the news. They talking about this man and his dog fighting background and his line of dog. And damn, this weekend you gonna see a line of damn people tying out of the house still trying to buy dogs. A line of them.
he gonna be doing a show on us. Oh Lord.
But well, I mean, you can't get mad on the truth. He ain't no different than everybody else when I go talking the truth. You don't scare me.
Shit, Tom got a breeding to do tomorrow.
Well, shit, he got a lot of breeds. Every time you turn around, he got a breed going down.
every time, every time you turn around, he up there breeding. He
Tom
breeds so many.
Gardner,
Look, he breeds so many of them. Mo, he had to ask the dude in the joint,
hey, tell
who's
it
that?
again. Yeah.
Did he say who's that again? Yeah, what's that again?
He does that. He done that when we was there. He didn't even fucking know who these dogs was. Who was that? Yeah. I mean,
Right,
shit.
right.
You okay? Now look here. I call him the Walmart pit bull. I would call him. You just go in there and just get a bunch of shit you need. Don't worry if it's worth it down. He's that quality line. You know that off-brand shit that he didn't make major, like the quality. Ain't that what they call it over there at Walmart? You getting some name? It ain't name brand, but it's got
It's
quality on it.
It's
It
it's like
looks like it. You know,
the
a lot
box
of
looking like
times,
this.
dog. Yeah, they ain't really worth a damn. I mean, people's been saying it for years. They're not lying. But we're talking about a large number of dogs being sold. You know, and based on what he got coming back that he's buying, hey, I ain't never seen over 5 great dogs on Time Yard at one time that was worth a fuck. Keep it real. They always be splattered around. Bushwick Bill, LTJ, NASCAR. You know, you ain't gonna have a whole list of them motherfuckers on the yard. So when he go looking at the dude, wait, which one is this? He must be one of
that's
them
really cool.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, because if the shit was that great, he'd know exactly who the hell it was.
right, right. Yeah, what we
Okay?
got today? What we got today? What's that? What we got out here today?
Hell yeah. You gotta have a clipboard and a man standing there with the list of who coming up. I mean,
Yes.
you don't know Bushwick Bill? Champion Bushwick Bill? And you calling this motherfucker, who is that? Oh yeah, that's Champion Bushwick Bill. Well, damn. Huh? That just tell you, what did I tell you? Okay? He gets to sitting there on his little bench, doing a little short, rubbing his dog, and yeah, he's gonna be he's getting titled and very good dog. You know how many people went down there buying dogs after that? 2 years from now, he'll still be talking about that dog. And he'll forget he even did a little video about him. Who was that dog? Tom, you just had the motherfucker up there 2 years ago. Telling everybody he was studying up. And you done forgot him already. Because there was probably about another 25 to 50 dogs that he didn't went out there and bragged about in the pedigrees or the straws that he's using, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
He's doing it as like I said, he's a manufacturer of
Mm-hmm.
puppies.
Mm-hmm.
And how you gonna get a man for promoting or breeding for the purpose of dog fighting when you're only getting 2.1% of the shit worth a damn?
Cause he don't say them numbers. He don't say them numbers.
You don't
He don't
say
say
them
them.
numbers. But the
Somebody
people
probably
do.
gonna ask him there though. They gonna ask him that. What's your numbers, Tom? He probably get mad when you ask him that type stuff. He
Oh,
probably
he
get
gonna
mad.
cuss you out. He gonna cuss you out. He gonna cuss you out. Yeah, Tom, can you give me a number based on what you breed and what you're getting out
Get out the yard. Hang up
there?
on you.
Yeah, he ain't gonna have. Don't you dare do that shit at his pig picking.
Man, he gonna turn so red soon as you start
Oh
saying it, he
yeah.
gonna be turning red.
Oh yeah. Is it true? You do some CNN on time. Is it true? Because that was a time, y'all. That man had some shit out there, man. I mean, for a couple years, he fell into a rut. Because guys was running out there trying to get their game started. Your new boys was coming in, starting off with them Garner dogs. Hey, the man showing progress. That's the only name bouncing around. All the other ones is gone. He was more of the recognition of the Bulldog back, coming through the 2000s where Tom was the last man standing, basically. So a lot of the new people thrived on that. The last of the Frisco shit, to me was starting to go around 2004, 2005. I mean, then from there, it was a big ass hole. Everything else after that, before NASCAR and all them came along, it was Spike or this dog or that dog, you know, and the Ray Lewis shit. You know, you got all that shit right there. But where did Frisco's numbers multiply? They didn't. So now we got to go grab something off the goddamn chain and put a lie behind it. I'm going to find something real quick here. My numbers going down. I can't get. I I just spent 5 years. They ain't bred shit, but I done sold a lot of dogs. And if they
Mm-mm.
look at if they literally look into what I'm saying is true. You know, you can't forget people like Casanova, Champion Ghetto. You know, you can't even forget Champion Revenge. He's a Garner dog,
Okay.
Yeah, that's a gun, dog.
but they ain't his.
Yep.
They ain't on his yard.
Revenge. What revenge got in there? What revenge got in the Bailey stuff?
Yeah, uh-huh. He
Okay.
got the baby stuff crossed with the Garner shit.
Okay.
But you know, he he he's got the name. The name itself is so powerful. That's all it is. It's the name itself is what it is. You
And
know what I
I'm
mean?
just telling you, and he didn't get that name by just selling a bunch of bullshit. That either, you know what I mean? Because he
Dude,
has his special ones.
but when, like I said, you put 1,000 dogs out there, and you get 3 of them back. Okay, these are 3 that he went out and bought back. We know for a fact he went and bought NASCAR back. Okay, we know he went and got Dexter. Okay, we also know he went and got LTJ. Look at the names that I'm naming.
Shit, he got damn. And see, that's why I say, shit. We in 26. In the last in the last 10 years, he bought back at least. I know some of them died, but he bought back at least 15 champions. At least in the last 10.
And that's not bad. But now let's go to the blackboard with that. How many dogs did he breed? How
In
many
10 years.
dogs did he sell out there compared to those 10 dogs in the last 10 years?
Uh-huh. And then and we're make and when you talk about his percentage, you have to put that in a whole different category because his percentage versus another person percentage is going to be different because majority, I'm gonna say, because he do got his circle, so I'm gonna say right now 80% of the people buying it is just so they can so they could join in on a conversation,
Yeah.
you know. So his percentage, you ain't gonna base that off of every day. You that it would be have to be that small circle percentage that you compare that with. But overall, no, that percentage low as hell because it's just anybody buying it. Not just anybody, but people that get excited over pedigree instead of the dog.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Eclistic Divas, we was just talking about that Black Mama shit. I think was it the last show or the show before? But yeah,
Yeah.
that's good dogs.
They holding their own. They probably one of the stronger dogs, when it comes down to it. The Black
Big,
Mama stuff, but even when you go to talking about the Black Mama stuff, hey, we didn't did that walk.
And you know, Mike and Mo, the only thing with that whole situation regarding to them dogs with him in the next. All right, let me think of some. Yeah, they still got some years before them laws. But so at least when it's all said and done, I'm gonna say this: when it's all said and done, as big as his name is, people forget the niggas made them dogs champions. Despite what he got going on, the niggas made them dogs champions.
That's true.
So when it's all said and done, you know, I hope the next set of people that's taking over this shit make their name as big with them dogs that they chasing with his name on them. But the people who know the niggas made them dogs champions. He brought them back, but the niggas made them dogs champions.
well,
Historically speaking, when it's all said and done, when we gone from here, I hope they names as big as his.
well, we can take and look at history and tell how that shit's gonna turn out. Think about it. Look at all the great dogs he brought back for them niggas and where they name at now. you, you know what I mean? You take Garner's NASCAR, but then who is NASCAR?
All Star Kennels had it.
All Star Kennels.
You don't hear nothing about All Star no more. You hear
You see what I
all you
mean?
hear is Garner's NASCAR. That's true.
So you know that's the only thing that kind of hurt me when it well, just think about history overall because you know when we talk about Black history, especially like I said, once we all gone from here and these stories start to spread, they the one of the most not talked about Black history that will be out there is with these game dogs. A lot of people ain't going to hear that as far as in the future because of the nature of it. But for all the brothers that's known, they are part of Black history. People don't think about it that way, but you are.
Well, look, they tried to do that to the '90s. I mean, they act like the '90s didn't exist because you still talk about Crenshaw and all them. How? Where's the Latin forces and the Stone Cities and the, you know,
Really,
the
the
Havana
Yellows and the
boys and the
Maydays,
Yankee
yeah.
boys and all that? Why aren't we saying their names like you say Crenshaw and them? I mean, to me, it's the reason why we do this show. Because for the black ones we know, we're going to let y'all know about them. And for how they was bred and how they got them, just like, yeah, Victor bred Mayday, but Victor didn't have too much to do with the shit that came after Mayday.
Nothing. He didn't have nothing to do with it. Cause everybody else, all those Mayday dogs were champions, and they weren't coming off of Victor. Victor was not the one matching these dogs. That's what I'm trying to say. After Mayday and Choice and all them dogs that got points off of Mayday was being matched by other people. That just show you that Victor was doing nothing but throwing shit on the wall and seeing which one stuck. For those out there that was getting them, it stuck, he rolled on
Yeah, throw it on the ball. Fuck it.
it.
Throw it
Yeah,
on the
he got them boys doing that off the chain with them damn dogs. Let me tell y'all boys something, I ain't giving up a goddamn sheet.
ball.
Okay?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
throwing shit on the wall that's sticking and y'all out here goofing off. I need this shit recorded to make my
yeah. He
Mayday
needed that data.
famous.
He needed that data. He needed that
That's
data.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We can go down through his pedigree and be like, Twin, what you think about the Senator Mayday? You know you a Mayday man. Now I be having y'all laughing at me too, cause his extended is just as bad as everybody else's shit. Shit. I just told y'all the man wasn't even the one making the dog a champion, so if he ain't using it, that means everybody else is doing. So what is he doing? Selling a bunch of damn dogs. A whole bunch of them. So he looking just as ragged as everybody, because we got people out there that Mayday Day shit wasn't nothing. Well, I know that Mayday shit ain't nothing. We just gonna talk about that 0.5% that was, because that's the shit that made history.
Yes, yes, yes. After all the laughing and giggling
We don't
about
right. We don't care about the shit that
right,
y'all ended
right,
up with.
right, right.
I'm
You got
sorry y'all
some
ended up with the shit. You paid
right,
for it, you didn't get it. So
right,
you ain't making history. That's
right.
all.
They only gonna talk about the 2% and stuff like that. You can't
That's
get
it.
mad. All
Can't
of us
get
ain't gonna
mad.
be in the 2%. But
Nope.
hey. But that's all that you gonna talk. People gonna talk about is the 2%. And that's what they supposed to be. So after all the laughing and giggling, you still can salute those that 2% because and respect that 2%. Respect
That's
it.
right. You gotta respect it. Because that's the only shit out there that's made the truth out of the question. Are
Right.
they worth a damn? He's up there in that top five for a reason. With
Yes,
his
sir.
daddy. With
Yes, sir.
his daddy.
Yes, sir.
So
Well, look,
that's a lot to look at. For y'all that don't understand, that goes for all these bloodlines. You know, they're not, you can only go but so far. They all hit a dud. You know why? Because everybody's pissing on it, watering it down with piss. Just pissing all over it. Just starts stinking. Ain't nobody producing nothing. You keep double breeding, and now you doing brother and sister breeding. So what the hell you doing a brother and sister breeding for? You up to this point you ain't got shit. Why the hell you think you gonna get somebody to brother and sister? Just because. Now you done locked up a line. Everybody gonna be running to it because it's Mayday, 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 Mayday. And then you're gonna get the shit. Probably end up being disappointed. But so what? It's Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Now you turn into victor and you start selling a bunch of dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how the line gets watered down and end up being nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's telling the same lie.
hey Mo, what takes us to the ending of this show because we know goddamn well ain't nobody calling shit.
No.
No.
I told you, man. Look, it was already headed that way when you see somebody went out and bought a dog off a champion back in the day, and when they raised it, you know they got that puppy hanging over their shoulder with a towel in his mouth, and he walking down the street. You know what I mean? His puppy hanging on. You know what I mean? He just is proud. Then he get the dog looking all nice and pretty. You know, his assumption and his calling, I got one. I got it.
Yes.
This is I'm gonna put this in Chico notes. I got one. I'm gonna use Chico for this one. You get him out there, he's looking good, all muscled up. You put him down, and the first thing you start doing, the first sign of blood was, I'm picking him up. You know
Mm-hmm.
why? Because he don't want to take the chance of him quitting.
Mm-hmm. That paperwork.
That paperwork. I get him out of here real quick, patch up that bleed, and I have him on the stairs tomorrow morning. I'm gonna do a lot of this shit from now on private, so everybody can't see it. I'm gonna go over here to Mexico and send all these lies back over here talking about El Chichi, El Chica, Chantina, whatever them crazy ass names were. Dog of the year here, dog of the year there. And then got everybody. You even got some foolish people out there. He's the greatest man. He's better than STP. Okay, and that's where the bullshit starts. You all you needed was a couple little elves to take the lie and run with it, and
Hey,
just
yo, I
spread it
still
all
don't.
over the web, the internet.
I still don't believe he getting all that. I still don't believe that he's getting a lot of money. I don't think he's like Gardner. His suits look too cheap, twin.
Oh,
His
look,
suit.
ever since we came out, ever since Going Hard got on the air, Tico Lopez took a hell of a knock in the head, y'all.
his,
I'm dead serious. He
I
did,
believe
because he got exposed.
them suits don't look top notch. Them suits don't be looking top notch. What I see, he be looking regular as shit. He be looking like
Well,
he be looking regular. I think he just take little cameos on them jets, and then he got to get off and get on the regular planes. He ain't on them jets.
that's why he's mad and he's going outside the country now because he ain't getting nowhere promoting shit here. You know, his card been pulled. Okay? Because, like we say, once the lie becomes exposed, then he has no other lie to fall back on. If you notice, Chico is a very angry man when you start asking him questions about his line of dogs now. He don't want you to ask him shit.
Oh, he got the nerve to call us what swamp dwellers back now. You know, here's a man that used to fight dogs, but now all of a sudden we're pieces of shit and we swamp dwellers. This is the same person who was got caught cheating.
Same person that told. I mean, how did he even get as far as he got? That's how blind and senseless the dog game was to let somebody like that creep up in the game and get it all. You know?
Yeah, that's wild. I remember when you said the man told and got his dog back, and everybody else's dogs got locked up. That's crazy.
Yep. But the same dog that I'm talking about, he got caught cheating with that dog. Now that tells you what kind of guy this dude is. He went out there
He
with
got that
awesome
dog back.
Mayday.
Hey, yo, he told all people and everything for the paperwork, huh? To save it.
Yeah.
The dog wasn't even like that, right? I guess the dog was losing or whatever. He still wanted
Well,
it back. He was saving it for the paperwork. Went back.
well, the dog was he. Well, the thing is that just show you who he is. You first of all, one you're told, and then on top of that, that wasn't enough. You were trying to make the dog a grand champion. The very dog that came out the police station and go and put fake teeth in his mouth and go try to make grand champion with the dog. What kind of guy is this that y'all talking about? He's greater than STP. He got a Mayday Dog International ROM Toby Rom. I'm looking at Toby Rom, looking at the pedigree, and I'm asking myself, is the people them got dumb or something? How does this dog go, oh, well, grand champion this, international that, and this and that, and this dog is a black Mayday dog with not one dog in this dog pedigree with nothing black.
Only way
Next
he
day,
could
next day that pedigree was gone.
do. only, only way he could get like all the way up to doing that with is with help though.
Oh, he had a lot of help.
Yeah.
He had a lot of help. The help he had was he could manipulate with the mouth and had enough people to run behind him and kiss his ass. That's the help. Because the lie got spreaded.
They all start doing what he was doing, but but then he was taught to do that.
Oh yeah,
That's how he
evolution don't have that game down pat. You know, I can't tell you which one of them dogs out there really real champions fucking with evolution. Because how can you trust anything they say when they are the ones that taught Chico Lopez? I'm one of them kind of people when I'm dealing with questionnaire kennels like that. I need to see all three. I need to see all three of your matches. I need to see all five of your shit on video. You know, you got better show me a cell phone or something when you're dealing with grimy people, especially when their intention is to sell you shit. Because Chico's only thing was to sell your dogs. All that shit, that tequila shit and all that shit, wasn't none of that shit done in the United States. And the only video we got of Chico Lopez is the dog ready to bite his ass for not letting him quit. Okay? No other proof. And if you was to say something about it, you're gonna get insulted. Because he doesn't have an answer. Chico, why can't we find anybody to verify your Mexican bullshit? Nobody. Nobody. Can't get mad at me for asking. Okay?
Do
But
the
this is how
Chico?
the game is. I mean, he's not the only. We have a lot of Chico Lopez out here now. That's the new thing.
So what? Do the Chico and the Garner go good together?
The lie. The lie. If you want to put it in there like that, the lie, yeah. But in time, the true facts and the answers come out. One thing, remember, we're not talking about in particular dogs. We're talking about the breeder themselves, the owner, not the dogs.
I got you. Because it's gonna be good dogs in there. All they gotta do
Yeah,
is get them out there, breed some dogs. That's all they gotta do. They
that's
gonna get.
right.
It's gonna be some good dogs in there.
The
But
number's
like you
going to be
said, you
low,
gotta look
though.
behind that. Yeah, I feel you.
The numbers are going. Oh, we know the numbers. What the scoop? And what the chalkboard say? Chalkboard tells you. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at the brand. Look at the math. If everybody wanted, then most of y'all ain't gonna have shit. That go for Chico. That go for all this shit. Victor. All of them turned into breeders. And once they turned into breeders, it was all about the money, the sale. Isn't that what's wrong with the guard game right now? It's being saturated with that same mindset. You got more matches being talked about on the internet, and ain't nobody matching no dog. You know, the matching is the back and forth. You ain't got shit. Yeah, you better. I bet you I'll get your ass. You bet you come down this way. I'll show you. You don't win matches that way. You gain puppy sales. And that's what the game has been overwhelmed with. And when you got that going on, and to the new people who wants to be, you know, who wouldn't want to be in the dog game? And just being honest, there's some guys out there who are green, who want to be legendary, who want to know what it feels like to hold a real dog between their legs that's going to make his scratch to become a champion or a grand champion. There's nothing better than having that accomplishment. That's the thing that got me. You know, just to want to have one. Just one that be able to finally let one go and know this is the one. My first champion. Out of all the years that I was trying to get me one. So it wasn't never easy. You know, then you have to take something like that in my dreams and compare it to paper champions. You're making breedings and everybody's producing that killer litter. We know damn well 0.2% is the truth, and other 98.8% is some bullshit.
The numbers going lower and lower.
The num-
He had point two now.
I got to get down to point two because look at the numbers though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
99.8% is lying. It's on the blackboard. It's there. You can't miss it. One of the biggest complaints in the game today is everybody in this paper game. We hear it all the time. That you
So
got to figure that in your math when you going to figure out the formula of what is and what ain't.
so
And
we
the
really
fact
salute.
is,
Uh,
99.8% of y'all is out here selling these damn dogs for $1,000 and selling everybody a bunch of shit. It ain't gonna turn out to be worth a damn. That's
oh
the
shit!
truth. I'm just saying.
Hey, so we got to salute. So we only we only we got to
We
salute
only salute the workers. Don't
the
we
point
only salute the
the
workers.
point two the point two the point
The
two salute
point
the
two.
point two
Point two. That's
salute
right.
the workers
Point two.
salute the workers salute the
That's not
workers.
salute the workers. The workers is the preservation. And we
Mm.
know there ain't a lot of workers out there. That's why we always salute the workers.
Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
Because they're the ones putting history on the line. They are the ones that's taking the risk to preserve the best of whatever it is.
Yes sir,
In which there's only few of.
yes sir.
In this abundance of bullshit. It's really being spoke upstairs than it is downstairs. You know what I'm saying?
Yes sir.
So, hey, take the truth for what it is. And if you can add, yeah, and that's all it's about. It's a numbers game. It's already a fact that we couldn't do it in our time when we were doing a whole bunch of matching and didn't get but this much. How the hell you think that number is supposed to get better in y'all time with less? See, y'all been blind and fooled on that note and been carrying it for years. That's why everybody's grabbing pedigrees and not dogs.
After a while, we don't even need no goddamn scale or nothing for the percentages. No point twos and shit. We could just add that shit out.
All we gonna need is pedigree platform. I'm betting $10,000 on my pedigree. Well, twin, where your dog at? I got $10,000 on my pedigree.
Niggas showing up. The niggas
I'm
showing up
coming
with
with that much
suitcases.
paper. I'm coming to the
Niggas,
camp
yeah,
with my
yeah.
paper.
All you gotta do is show up with the papers.
I'm
Show up with
coming
the
with my
papers.
papers. And
Show up
this
with the
dog
papers.
is
Sit
off
down at
this
the table.
motherfucker, and this motherfucker.
yeah,
No.
yeah, yes, yes. Sit down at the
And
table.
I'm charging $2,500 to stud to him. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Ain't nobody looking for scars on dogs no more.
Hell no.
Champion so and so, you go to the yard, he looking like Walkmart yard. Okay? Well, I hear my dog up good. Well, god damn, I see, I've had to say you do. You know? But even with the good ones, you still gotta have good breeders to make it happen, Captain. It don't really have nothing to do with the males. It has everything to do with the breeder who's making the decisions. Why did you take that bitch and breed to that dog? And 9 times out of 10, the ones who were successful, which is very few, it's already a fact. We already know about it when we come to these bitches. It has to be even worse in your time. Now tell me I'm lying. It's a fact. And we couldn't get them kind of numbers in our time. How the hell you think we get them numbers in your time? There's just
Hey,
no
Mo.
way.
Hey Mo, did it drop below 1.0? Are we at 0.8?
Oh no!
Eight.
See, my 2%, my 2% consists of the top 10 dogs in all women. That's the 2%. The other 98% ain't worth a damn. 90% of the dogs out here ain't worth shit.
And those the real numbers, man. Hey, hey, tell it, hey, I feel you, my nigga. I feel you. I feel you. I
Only
definitely
the
do.
lucky ones. And then here's the sad part about it. People don't want to see this for a fact. And I've been trying to say it. Did y'all notice on the registered marriage, that's the last show when I said, y'all look at all these registered marriages, you see males and females. Was there anybody in there that you did not know really? When we go to do those numbers right there, 99.1%, that means 0.9% you didn't know. You
Yep.
hear that?
Yep.
So this time anybody become a registered marriage. And that's based on when they were doing a bunch of dogs. You see what I'm saying? Now look at those numbers and try to compare that in the now. It's even fucking worse. That's why I'm down there about that 0.2. 99.8% is bullshit.
Only
Because
point two.
it can only 0.2. Because the breeders, there are none. They're breeders and papers. Where's the workers? You don't have enough numbers to create a preservation to have anything to do with taking any one of those dogs in the top 10 of the registered marriage list, male or female, and worse on the female. We might be at a 99.9% on a female. Based on their numbers on math. You know what I'm
Keeping it
saying?
real. Keeping it real. Keeping it real.
Because that's the hardest part of it. It's the bitches and the breeders, and that's telling you a lot. When we know it's all based on the breeder with the bitch. And we already see how hard that is to do. Yet you got thousands of people out here making $1,000, $1,500, some $2,500 off of selling puppies. Based on what? Come on, I'll say it for you. A lie. What you gonna get?
A good observation. A good observation. I'm calling my shit. I ain't no fucking schooling shit.
Well, I would tell you like this. If I'm back here on the bus, if it was me and I'm living my life in the now back then, living like the situation is now, I might miss a couple of days of feeding them motherfuckers. I might go out there one day and look at that shit and be like, man, why am I fooling myself? That 98.9% would be fucking with me. They might not eat today. I might just stay home. I'm not going to go outside. Because you
And
walk
folks.
out there and you start running those numbers and
Mm-hmm.
facing reality, facing the
Mm-hmm.
fact, be honest with yourself. Be true to what you're doing because you're the one cleaning up that dog shit. You're the one feeding them. And you got to come to the resolution and the facts that what Mo's saying is true. I've been doing all this shit right here, looking forward to this right here, and the numbers tell me I'm feeding a bunch of bullshit. Because if you ain't a worker, then you feed a bunch of bullshit. I'll rest my case.
Salute.
I'm pretty sure that the defense is gonna rest too. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna jump up there and say anything, because what is it to say when it's the facts? It's gonna be a long time coming, 20 years later, before we really find out. Will there ever be any really great dogs? I mean, really great that can come to the top and be the next Jeep? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Can we get some new faces on that list? And if we do, how did we get there? Are they going to come from the United States? Or are they going to come from another country? But what we do know, social media, as long as social media is making the decisions, y'all will continue having bullshit. Y'all will continue being flaunted and persuaded and pursued on breeding the perfect line of dogs. You better start grabbing them weights. You better start grabbing them treadmills. You better start grabbing something. Because in the world of dog fighting, in today's world, it's going to be in the basement, and y'all might as well just sit back and hold your breath. Just really hold your breath. Because chances are you're not going to get shit. You're not. Your
Well,
shit's going to die out. So it's quicker to hold your breath and die out early than to hold your breath and prolong the agony before you realize, no, you're not going to be the one to change history. I'm sorry. And for all them guys that went out there and bought your shit, I'm pretty sure they're mad at you.
And you'll have a better, you're gonna have a higher chance getting put up underneath the jail than being part of that 2%. Just
Oh
keeping that
yeah,
real.
I mean, is it worth it? It's today's world. It's worth trying to become a grand champion on the damn treadmill, the weight pull. It's you have a better chance to get your line off. You don't have to put in that crawling in schooling that's based on our time when the numbers were way different than they are now. It was more understandable back in our time, and our numbers were still low. Y'all have to change the narrative. If you're gonna play this Facebook game and want to get out here and boast your dogs, stop sitting at home breeding shit and looking at papers and posting that shit all over the place, and take the shit, compete. We ain't gotta worry about your dog curring out. You know? We ain't gotta worry about your dog getting picked up. This is easy for you guys. You should be able to go in and make these things work. Change the look. Don't be out here breeding all this shit up and then bragging about this like you're some top-notch dog fighting shit, and it ain't. Because everybody lying. Because you're doing it and you're not doing nothing with it but bragging. Everybody's trying to sell some dogs.
time to shut it down, Mo.
I'm going to drop the mic with that one. Because it's going to be hard for a couple of y'all to get up in the morning and not be mad when you walk out there to feed your dog. Twin. That goddamn twin, I hate that motherfucker. And I ain't said nobody's name, and they mad at me. Why you mad at me? Okay? I ain't said a name tonight, did I? But they gonna be mad when they gotta get up in the morning and feed them dogs, because then they gonna wonder, why am I doing this? If everybody start catching on to what Twin's saying, everybody gonna be looking sideways when it comes to buying a dog. Cause nobody's gonna be wanting to waste their money for some bullshit. And when they start realizing this game is full of bullshit, and they start putting their mind back on the workers, which the workers are very few and way by far. And it's not easy to get to them when you're playing with night vision and you don't have night vision glasses. You're not going to find it. You're not going to see it. It's going to be 20 years before you can talk about it. But until then, what you thought was great will continue to lose. And we will never be able to get a standpoint on anything because we haven't up to this point. We hear pieces of all these great dogs that can't seem to continue to win because they continue to win and lose. From the corroded shit to the goddamn, you know which ones I'm talking about. Y'all know the names. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Those who used to be on the pedestal. When they lose, where's to look forward to? Now we got to start all over again and try to find another one. And as they keep popping up to the surface with y'all to dive into and talk about, they keep falling off the surface. Boom, with bad news. You don't have shit to stand on. So what are you gonna work on? You gotta start breeding these dogs and do something else with them. There's got to be something else that you can do with these dogs. The way all y'all cannot have to rely on is dog fighting dogs. You can get that shit up because your numbers ain't there. You want to have great pedigrees? Get the dog fighting shit out your pedigree. Stop trying to get everybody to buy your shit based on dog fighting. Because if I have my way before I leave this damn earth, I'm gonna let everybody know about that 2% of what we're going on in our time. And then that 0.2% that's going on in your time. Letting everybody know that 99.8% of the dogs that's being sold out here complaining and hollering about everybody else's shit but their own ain't no different than everybody else. You know what I mean? You ain't got shit. Good pedigree, but you're gonna miss out on the dog. Because you're living your dog's life through a pedigree. You're not putting it into the schooling or the calling. Because you're being blind and you don't want to face that fact that it ain't shit. Okay? Seeing the papers and seeing the dog, hey, which one you looking at, bro? Be honest. I'll rest my case. I'm down, money.
You know?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yo!
Yes, sir.
You came out and hung out with me, fam. I really appreciate that, man. You know, I always look forward to having you in. That's why I come hang out with you. You know, support the channel. Hey, look, man. Fellas. Big Hill family. Get over there. I know he don't come on, but then put that notification up. Catch him when he do, because hell, Toyo, you put in the 7 hours on me, baby.
You was right in there with me, bro.
Y'all was right there, baby.
I enjoyed it.
Great conversation. Everybody should at least support the channel, because again, it don't always have to be about the dogs. You know, and that's what I like about Big Hill. Toyo do what he do, and conversation is good. It breaks the monotony and the madness. So support the channel. Big Hill fam, hit that notification. Jump over there and come hang out with us, because over there we salute the workers, but you're planning the projects. Let them know, Toyo.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate y'all, brothers. Man, I appreciate you for even saying that, bro. I appreciate you for even recognizing what you recognize. Salute to y'all always. GHK Reloaded. Y'all already know. It's your brother Big Toyo. Y'all stay royal. I will stay loyal. I'm out.
Well, I guess he got his mic on. Well, it's my turn. Hey, fellas, appreciate everybody.
What you
for
say,
hanging out.
man? You say something? I was listening.
No. I thought you might have wanted to say something, but I'm gonna just go ahead and run us out. Before y'all get up out of here, I still got 54 people, from what I can tell. Hey, y'all show your love. Show your love, first of all, for the game. Understand what the conversation was really about, because this is a hard conversation. Simply because, you know, you got to think. You really got to think, you know, and take this conversation not as something we're trying to bash the game. We're just trying to bring reality back. Observation, and then the work. Two things that's always going to be important in the raising and the maintaining of your yard. It's just a matter of which one you're trying to do and to which level. So respect the game and respect the workers and respect yourself and love the dogs. And if you can do all that, man, come on. Give me some damn thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Muscles. Muscles.
Muscles.
muscles.
All right now.
Now, this is what you're working for. You working for. Give me the damn roses.
Roses.
Roses. We
We
need
need
them
them
damn
damn
roses.
roses. Come on now.
Show your
Show
love, man.
love.
Hey, man. This has never been meant for everybody. But that's okay. Because with Mo and his numbers, don't feel bad if you're part of that 98.8%. Just keep working to be part of that 2%. Don't feel like you're going to be out of place because history tells us, based on the numbers, it's the fact. But never say never. That's all I'm going to tell you. That's where we always understand. We got the always.
Always.
I mean, in this game, you better be willing to
Always.
always, damn it, scratch
Scratch
to
the
win.
win. That's
Show
that.
that love, man. Show that love. Big shout out to my man Talking Sport TV. I seen you, fam. Appreciate that love. MB, as always, showing that mad love. Let them know, MB. Let them know. You better always scratch the damn it win. Act like y'all know. Hey, man, until Friday, y'all stay safe, stay true. And I'm doing Toyo tonight. Stay loyal. Because that's where the royalty come in. You know what I'm saying? It matters. Until Friday. Hey, Mo. Hey, you cooking breakfast, man? I'll be over there. Mo. Hey, big shout out to my man Cosman Kyle. I see you, fam. Big shout out to my main man, Having 360. I almost missed you, fam, but I see you. Hey, don't forget to hit the Cash App information if y'all just want to just jump in there, you know, and just reach out and give somebody something. I want to give a big shout out to my man, my brother, the one and only. Every time we hang out, I feel privileged. Vance 305, a.k.a. Super Kennels. He said, twin, it's hard to do what the dogmen of the past did. New generation is hard to teach. But you know what? Vance, one thing that ain't never changed, that old saying, a hard head make a soft ass. And I'm going to leave it like that and drop the damn mic. Show you right. Ouch. Ouch.
You're right though. They don't want to know. That's why they try to get rid of us old folks. They talk down like we the ones wasn't doing shit compared to what they doing, which is what? You notice that though?
98% of what? Bullshit. Say it again, Mo. I like the way you do it. Good. Let them know.
90, I mean, in our time it was 2%. In their time, we're talking about 99.8% is bullshit. That 0.2%.
They gonna
That's
be
the number
talking.
they running on.
They gonna
That's
be
why
talking about.
they compare their time to our time, and they want to forget about us. They want everybody to forget about us. They want to blind the truth. You know, and that's where the argument comes in at. That's why they always seem to be putting down our old shit. Or they got so much to say about the old shit. Ain't got much to say nothing about when it comes to the new shit. They spend time beating up on the old shit because they want to get these newcomers, these green eyes, hope based on a lie. You're doing all this breeding and feeding and trying to get this and don't want to face the past because it's not safe. What all these new people don't want it to be safe to go back there because they know that in true reality they can't compete to what's back there. So they're trying to make their own narrative in the now. And their narrative in the now is to stay away from the old. You know? Do a cloak and dagger to the old. Do an embellishment of the old. Like they the new up and coming. But the truth of the matter and the facts of the matter, get on the blackboard, read your notes, look for yourself, and know what you're feeding. And sit back and be patient. Because the preservation in this game is only going to come from the dark. And it has always come from the dark. All you have to do is be patient enough to know when. That's all. You ain't got to be in. But if you know when, then you have a chance to win.
Big shout out to my man Cedric Cameron. I didn't miss you, fam, because I seen you until Friday. Y'all do. Look, I got to get Mo out of here because he's going to keep trying to just press this issue. But I'm
No, I'm
helping.
not. I'm
Here
down.
you go. I'm helping you. Here you go.
Yeah. Better know my head, but I don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them people. See the proof and how to get from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them people. See the proof and how to get from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it, be about it. Most wanted kennels in the spotlight, danger alert, come with the name. Super kennels competition, all built for the fame. Work kennels was the work and work, while Cherokee kept the game strong. Evolution built a bloodline, where the heart come from. These dogs ain't hype, they the truth in the pit. Every pedigree stamp, when them paws hit the street. Ain't no fairy tales, this that real y'all grit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the pit bull script. Shout the brothers with the backbone thick. Veer brothers, color brothers, Bishop brothers legit. They don't talk about it, they be about it every day. Put the work in and y'all let the results say. Them boys on the rise, yeah, the circle stay tight. Plow boys, wall boys, Havana boys in the fight. Different flags, same ground, same fire, same spit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the litmus test.
Legend of doom, behind set tone. Locked tight, locked in, carved in stone. Church boys hold it with the pit bull gauge. Fruit colors on man, Sean B in the maze. Arsenal game bill, but your knife stay sharp. Only in America, walk them down, ram in the dark. DSK and Mad Ohio dog, pound by hard when they hit. Praise to the men who rock this shit.
Don't talk about it, be about it. Yeah, they live it. Fat boy the legend. Bill Buster, real strong, Southern Bulldog, keep the bloodline long. Latin force pressure, sniper don't miss. Shaded day, shaded with a killer instinct. Twist, super night power, unit whole rank. Boot camp, click hitting like a Sherman tank. Little fine with the vision. Tennessee dog pound, got their eyes on the pit. All legendary, really the shit. Don't talk about it, be about it. Yeah, they built it brick by brick. Yeah, they built it brick by brick. Yeah, they built it brick by brick. Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it. That's the yard law, from the pups to the legends. Everybody stand tall. Every name on this track got a story that's lit. Don't talk about it, be about it. Every name on this track got a story that's lit. Don't talk about it, be about it. Call this some legendary pit bullshit, pit bullshit, pit bullshit, pit bullshit, pit bullshit, pit bullshit.
Yeah. It's Mo and Mike in the house.
Going hard with the legends. Paying homage, you know. Yo. Twins Mo and Mike, we running this game. Legends in the making, never gonna be the same. Kennels popping hard, these game dogs raised right. The brat, pretty mama, they shining so bright. LaMayday, what a day, they breathe the heat. Red Ruby L-Rod, they can't accept defeat. With 38 special and yellow bird, we top tier champions, grand champions, ain't no fear.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday bug Jeep, yellow Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunching awesome, baby, we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Scratch two and don't talk about it. We the real deal, you know it's no doubt about it.
APTO, the modern Earl Tudor. Got in the pack, making moves like a tutor. APT, family thick, like legends in the game. Legend of them, Triple M. Shout out the name, Deep South, Roadblock. We upholding tradition. Mama, Southern Kennels, we got that ambition. Hardcore hitters, Stone City brings the fire. The Abrahams, the fam lifting us higher.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday Buck, Jeep, Yellow, Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunches, awesome baby, we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Fresh to win, don't talk, be about it. We the real deal, you know it's true, no doubt about it.
Listen up, respect the hustle, respect the grind. Ben, Nate Dogg, putting in work intertwined. Keeping that legendary status alive, you feel? Don't hate on the ride, catch the bus, we keep it real. What's history without a future? We pay the way, captain. We make it happen, that's the play.
So here's to the champions, run the race, stand tall. Twins, Mo and Mike, we gon' answer the call. Legends in the game, yeah, we holding it down. In the world of game dogs, we wearing the crown.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday Buck, Jeep, Yellow, Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunching awesome, maybe we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Scratch to win, don't talk, be about it. We the real deal, you know it's true, no doubt about it.
Shout out to Ohio Cash, the man with the plan, Rastaman Boom, Schoolboy, aka the. There's levels to this game. Develop your game. Develop your game.